White violence cannot coexist with black excellence. Jamie says, haven't you got anything better to do than talk about race? Jamie, unlike you, I can do multiple things. It's clear, Jamie, that you are very limited in your abilities and you think everybody needs to focus on one thing at a time. I do many things, and talking about race is one of the things that I do because I'm able to do so, Jamie. Don't project your inabilities onto other people. Abu says, we gave you antibiotics. It's really strange that you would have a name like Abu Nawaf, but you're talking like an Anglo-Saxon. If you're so proud of being English, why are you not using your English name? You didn't invent antibiotics. The Sudanese were using this historically. It was only until his name was, I forgot his name. One Sudanese man was enslaved to a white man in Britain, and he was showing him how to actually use antibiotics. And the Alexander Graham Bell, the Alexander Fleming antibiotics you're familiar with was a mistake because he left his petri dishes dirty. So he didn't invent it. He just didn't clean his tools properly, did he? Do you actually know the story? No, you don't. The engine, the original steam engine goes back to Greece, 1 AD. There was a guy called Aleopile, a hero of Alexandria. Sorry, he was called a hero of Alexandria, and he created the Aleopile, which also opened some of the doors there too. So the Industrial Revolution, you were championing child slavery from the ages of 4 to 21. And you were doing it to benefit the 1%. You had so much disease, you were dying in the streets, you were throwing your dead bodies in the rivers, you were drinking this water as well. This was Industrial Revolution times, by the way. You were putting up your children in chimneys and people were burning the feet of children so they would clean faster. This is the kind of shit that you're proud of, by the way. Abu Nawaf, again, is just one of those stupid bots because they have nothing new to say. And it's very boring and very exhausting that you tell people that they're living in England when I don't. I don't even live in Europe. I left 4 years ago. I live in a Muslim country, and you are doing your name a great disservice, Abu Nawaf. Why don't you choose an Anglo-Saxon name instead of trying to be something else? The reason why you're not coming here as an Anglo-Saxon is because you're ashamed. That's why. You're ashamed. Hate and division, great work. Says the Anglo-Saxons. The Anglo-Saxons, white violence, the people who coined white violence, are saying that everybody else did the hate and division. Projection. You hate being spoken about. And if you Anglo-Saxons are too sensitive for this conversation, I suggest you leave the room. You can leave, you know. You see that button up there, Anglo-Saxons and fragile white people? That's the X button. Click it. Because why are you sitting here getting angry? Jay, I know how to run my lives. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, do I have any of my moderators here at the moment? I'm not sure if any of them are here right now. I don't know. Are any mods here, guys? I don't know. I don't see. TikTok regulator, you can't even spell. It's spelt D-I-V-I-D-E. Jay, you're too sensitive. I wasn't having a go at you. Please get a stronger backbone. Are any of my mods here yet? I'm not sure. Let's check. Mods, are you here yet? No, I don't think any mods are here yet. They'll be on their way. Right, okay, so let's talk about this. Look at all the English people in the comment section. Honestly, it's just so funny. This woman has more hate than Hitler. That's like, what? This is wild to say. This is really wild to say. You see how sensitive these people are? Yeah, exactly, Lucy. They are so triggered. Jodes, are you suggesting only white people commit violent crime? Can you read? What does it say? White violence cannot coexist with black excellence. It clearly can't, because you had to kill a black man. You're constantly killing black and brown people, by the way. Constantly doing it. It's very rare that a black or brown person does you, but you guys do it to us all of the time. And you always weaponize that one random unalivement of one of your own. You're like, oh my God, black or brown people are so dangerous. They're the worst. When it's you. It's you people doing it. You people are the most violent. And you harassed this incredibly talented, smart black man until he had to end his own life. And as some of us who've actually experienced this ourselves, you've been close many times. Anachronista, I'm going to add you as moderator, my lovely, because my mods aren't here at the moment. Some of them aren't here. So if you are okay with that, please do mute any of the people. Like, I don't mind stupid, fragile Anglo-Saxon feelings, but of course the hard blocks are racists, okay? We don't do muting people because we are a little bit fragile in our own feelings. Thank you, Anachronista. Yeah, so don't mute any of these dummies so far. They haven't said anything offensive. One of them has said something offensive about Professor Doctor Jason Arday. Thank you, Tisha. Good to see you. Honestly, I've cried a lot, man. And even when I'm compiling my videos on Jason, I'm finding it hard not to do them without shedding tears. Because a lot of you still don't even know the achievements he managed to do. Like, you don't know because you're so looking still at what the Mail had said and all of that. You can't even fucking spell. Still, 2222. You can't even spell his name, and you also can't spell token. This is why white violence can't exist with black excellence. You can't even fucking spell your own language that you know. He didn't lie, actually, about all of the things that was really important in his life, right? All of the things that were really important. The fact that he did run 30 marathons in 35 days. You're jealous because you couldn't do that. He got 2 master's degrees after he got his university degree. You couldn't do that. He also got honorary doctorate degrees as well. You didn't do that. He was employed and honoured and studied at 8 universities. You didn't do that. He raised £100,000 for one charity. You didn't do that. £275,000 for another charity. You didn't do that. Still, instead, you're sitting in people's comment sections and just being like, he lied, he lied. And the thing is, if you're picking up on someone lying about certain things, like I've said in the video I've done, you need to reflect upon yourselves, because you English white people are the biggest fucking liars on the planet. Exactly. He didn't lie. He cited the name. It was 14 times, actually, and he wasn't cited on one. Yeah. And in terms of some of the things that he's claimed to have experienced, right? So this thing about a pig's head and someone coming to his house with a knife, you people expect there to be evidence for everything. Like, you expect there to be evidence for everything, right? Not everything gets documented. It doesn't. Not everything gets documented. But does it mean that person's a liar? And even so, if he did lie. So? Literally so. Are you hurt by this? Your politicians lie to you all the time. Your government lies to you all the time. You lie all the time, hence why it's called white lies. It's not called black lies. It's called white lies. White lies. Because white people lie. You guys created lying. You created fraud. You did that. And now you're trying to say, oh, I see you say black lies in my comment section. It's not landing quite the same. You're Womble, you're here all the time. You say Black Lives Matter. We've already told you, and the universe has told you, white lives don't matter. You're trying to make it happen. White lives matter. Only you guys are shouting that shit. No one else is. Everyone shouted Black Lives Matter, by the way. Everyone, including you. No one is shouting white lives matter. That should tell you some things. Tiz, my dear, how are you today? Tiz, are you there?
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear
Got
you
me?
lovely. Yes. Are
For the
you
first,
well?
yeah, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me up as always. I just wanted to bring up something regarding Dr. Jason Arday. Quick story. So my partner has a friend, and she had two children with a guy. I'm going to bring his name up in a minute, and they're both non-verbal autistic boys. They're in their teens now. Out through that experience, James Hunt, his name is, started an Instagram page called Stories About Autism. And he's grown it into an incredible, I'll send you the details of it actually, but he's grown it into this incredible, I'd call it a movement, but they sell clothes, they support families in the same situations. And they actually had an interaction. I only found this out yesterday. They actually had an interaction with Dr. Arday, who showed tremendous support to this group, got involved. I'm not sure, I don't know, I'm not going to say things I don't know to be factual, but I believe that he helped them immensely in their quest to help other people in that situation. So when you get people like Steel 222 and the rest of these womble morons that couldn't walk a
Yeah.
day in my man's shoes, yeah, it's laughable. A fragile little boy hiding behind his screen, calling out people that he couldn't even imagine living that life is fucking
Yeah.
laughable. And it all comes down to exactly the same thing, which is white fragility, which is why I no longer speak to white people about racism. It's not my job to educate you. Go fucking educate yourself, you pussy-holes.
Yeah.
Just in response to your prompt, um, I've never really looked at it this way, but I mean, it's pretty obvious that white violence cannot coexist with black excellence, because black excellence flies in the face of everything that these perpetrators of white violence would have us believe. You know, black people are only good for sports and entertainment. You know, black people are inherently angry and violent. Listen, let me tell you something, right? And in fact, you know what? I'm going to say this with my motherfucking face because I don't care. Yeah? Not one of you pussyholes could have walked a minute in the shoes of that excellent black man up there. Okay, you see
Never.
the picture. You see the pictures of these people on the left-hand side. I'm not going to be ignorant and say that represents all white people, because I'm not fucking stupid, because I live in the real world. But the last time I checked, it was predominantly white people carrying out these sorts of crimes. Last time I checked, and before you throw your pro capita bullshit at me, shut the fuck up. But it's overwhelmingly white men committing violence against women and girls. So what you should do is take that mirror that you're so fond of holding up at the rest of the world, turn it on yourself, and when you see staring back at you what you don't like, maybe work on fixing that, as opposed to trying to fix things that are out of your fucking control. Pussy holes.
Exactamundo, exactamundo. Because even if we did a prompt swap, and we said, comment section, all you fragile whites, if that says black violence can't coexist with with white excellence, all you've said in the comment section is black on black violence. You haven't said it's black on white violence, because that doesn't exist. Read it correctly. White violence cannot coexist with black excellence. There is nothing to say that black violence can't coexist with white excellence, because you still can be educated. Oh, look, black gangs. Are they hurting white people? No, they don't. It is with our own people in our own community. It doesn't say black violence can't exist with white excellence, and also white excellence is not really existing anymore, guys. You need to actually look at statistics. I know that you white people, thank you so much. We've reached the gift goal already. Appreciated. Thank you so much. So you see up here in the middle, there's a purple panel. We got some gifts there. Please keep tapping that. Tap me some gifts. That would be really appreciated. Also, if you don't follow me already, you can click my profile and click follow. You've also got my community up there as well. So click the orange heart. That means you can send $1 to join my community. So really good. Thank you. We're almost at 10K. So please, can we push to 20K likes? Really appreciate that, guys. Okay. So again, black on black crime, or black on black violence, as you like to call it. You guys were never calling it white on white violence or white on white crime, which was affecting the whole entire world. 500 million people had to die because of, thank you so much. Oh, I got the moustache. Yay. Thank you. Black on black violence doesn't affect the whole entire world. White on white violence does. You had a world war, not once, but twice. 500 million people dead. Nobody wants to unify with racist white people. Nobody wants to reunify with white people who are not unpacking their internalized racism. Nobody does. Nobody wants to unite with colonizers. Nobody does. I want to unite with black people. That's my priority. And everybody else who wants to come on board with the global majority, including white people who are also decolonizing, are more than welcome. But the fact of the matter is, you racist white people are a minority on this planet, and you know it. That's why you're crashing out. That's why you're crashing out. And it's hilarious to me. Anna Kanista, how you doing, my lovely?
Hello, I'm all right, thanks. You?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. So what would you like to add? Of course, the topic is white violence cannot coexist with black excellence.
I agree.
All right,
I
please
agree
don't
that-
interrupt. Please don't interrupt. It's one at a time. I clearly was speaking to someone else. Please wait, and you'll come when it's your time, okay? It's one person at a time on the panel. We don't talk over each other here. This is actually a very educated and calm space. So, Anachronista, what would you like to add, please?
I think that part of this ignorance that we are seeing displayed in chat is as a result of lack of education around empire and the harm that we caused across the globe. So if you hear some background noise, there's something going on outside my window. I don't know what they're doing, but
Okay.
yeah, it's just like that.
Yeah, I heard. Scaffolding, yeah.
Yeah, I think that there is a subset of people that will sing Rule Britannia and never realise that it was a protest song mocking the rich. I think that sure. I think that if more people realised that empire was never good for Britain, it was only good for rich people. The fact that the harm that the working class experiences now was still experienced, in fact, more so back in the height of empire, particularly around the Victorian era. It is an established fact that we went around the world and violently attacked the global majority because we wanted dominance and power. And it baffles me that you want to go back to a stage where we, Victorian era, we had the what was considered the deserving and the undeserving poor. And most of us in this comment section and most of us on this panel would be considered the undeserving poor. And that's not because of anything that we have done. It is because that is how the British government has always treated the poorest in this country. Always. And it baffles me that so many of you would like to go back to a time when merit didn't matter and we are all pandering to the super rich, because that's kind of what this racism gets us.
Yeah, exactly. This is what happens when you yourself, Anachronista, have looked into history. You've gone back and able to go forward. The problem with these Neanderthal males is that they're just so about now, and wanting to move forward into the future, but there is no future for them. The universe has already decided there's no future for these people. like not at all. And this is what's really interesting. Like, we're all living different versions of reality. And really, all you need to do is just learn a little bit. Like, the key to all of this is learning. But learning is such a threat to these Neanderthals. This guy, all he was doing was learning.
Yeah.
That's all he was doing. He was educating himself. He spent so much time learning and acquiring as much knowledge as he could. Yeah. And he was then sharing what he knew with others. He was also raising millions of pounds for charities with other people as well who are like-minded. He was going into education, into universities and teaching education and sociology. He was an incredible, like,
Exactly.
if anybody has not read his story yet, like, read it. It is fucking fantastic. Like, he has done so much more than most people would been able to achieve. And that's why the white establishments were getting very upset about it, because that's what white people do. They put themselves into a competition that doesn't exist. They look at a black or brown person. Thomas Cole, you can't even fucking spell. This is your problem. Again, it's a 4-letter word, Thomas Cole. Liar. It's spelled Liar. An immigrant, descendant of immigrants, always has to teach you your language. And that's why you hate people like Professor Doctor Jason Arday. This is why you hate people like me, because we're smarter than you. You're allergic to knowledge.
And Thomas Cole thinks that his ancestors built Yorkshire before black people came. But there were black courtiers under Henry VIII. It's this just... The willful ignorance is the bit that always frustrates me, because this is why we can't have nice things, is because there is always somebody that is so determined that they are better than other people that they will force us through these hellish periods in time where racism is forced down our throats in order to placate the wealthiest in this world. And you and I, Thomas, us Casper complexion people, we will never see any benefit to this racism and division.
I'm not sure if
hate.
Thomas is still here. I'm not sure if Thomas is still here. He might have gone off crying with his tail between his legs. Because as soon as you point out their inadequacies, they're like, oh. But yeah, we're almost at 20k, guys. So let's push to 30k on the taps, please. Doing really well, guys. Of course, I still have my gift goals. You see that purple section in the middle? I've had 1 moustache and hat. So thank you for that. Who sent it? There's 2 more to send. So if you can send that, and send whatever you can. We're at 61 roses, almost at 100. Please click that as well. Also, if you don't follow me, click my face as well. Yay! Thank you so much. I got the moustache hat. Thank you. And yeah, so click around the screen. Tap, 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 tap. You can do that. Thank you so much, Grania. Yay! We did it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Grania. I also read Grania's tarot as well the other day. And Anachronista, I'm sorry I didn't come on the same time yesterday, but after this, I am going to be reading tarot. If you're still around, then I would be happy to read your cards as well. So this is Beth is finally here. Yay! So some of my moderators are coming by now. So as I've said, like, you know, we don't need to mute the fragile whites in the comment section, just the racist ones. You know, the racist ones are always the ones who are the problem. So we've got a few white men, of course, crashing out. Jamie 80478 says, men, of course. Jason, I don't. Oh, 80478. Hold on. Well, when that happens, it's quite disorientating. Was a prolific liar. At the same time, okay, so we do address the quote-unquote lies. There's nothing to prove that what he said was a lie. There's nothing to prove this. Like I said about this pig's head thing, he said he went to the police about it, right? As somebody who's also had dealings with the police and tried to tell them exactly what has happened to me, oh, the gaslighting. Exactly what's happened to me.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, the lighting. It's so weird. These people are crazy. Abdul, this is why you're at the end of your civilization. You can't even wait patiently on a panel and then you just unmute to say, shut the fuck up. Like, why? It can't exist. This is black excellence. I'm talking as a highly educated black woman, and you see how different we are. Yep. I want you all to recognise, and I know a lot of you come here regularly, you see exactly the white violence. You see these Neanderthal males who come up on the panel, they can't control themselves, they don't know how to mute, they all of a sudden unmute and then just say the most horrific violent stuff or racist stuff, and then they try to say that everyone else is the problem. Yep. Like, really, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But it's tragic at the same time because they get so far above their own understanding or beyond their own understanding, that they turn violent.
Yep.
Instead of them actually taking some time to learn about themselves and trying to evolve, right? They just all need to do is, like I said earlier, just learn, take time and evolve. They don't want to do that. They would rather be rude, disgusting, violent people towards other people. Jamie, you can't fucking spell. Your is not spelt like that. You're not okay in the head. And sorry, is there anything else you want to add? I like the fact that we were talking about the Victorian times as well, by the history, because when you know, you know.
I think it's relevant. I think some of these morons believe that if we bring back the glory days of the British Empire, that we're all going to live in luxury and riches. That's not how the world works. And I am gonna drop down because I need to get myself a cup of tea. But I just wanted to say you are is truncated to you apostrophe RE. You are your.
Yep.
Hope that
And
helps.
it doesn't. It's in through one ear and out the other. I'm pretty sure they're corrected daily about how to spell. These Neanderthals.
Christ is King is proving this.
Christ is King has come up on my panel before and just shouted, "Go home and get out the country." Christ is King, and then he's like, "Oh, you don't let me up to debate." You can't even fucking debate. And this is also not a debate. This is an educational space. Christ is King is not compatible with this room. Christ is King, like I always say to you people of your ilk, of your low level of education, there's the X button. But the problem is you're obsessed with black people and black excellence and black beauty and black power. That's why you can't turn yourself away. Because when you go to your Neanderthal spaces, it's just screaming and shouting. That's not sexy, is it?
No.
It's nasty. It's gross.
No.
But you'd rather be here. And the thing is, your lives would be so empty if there was no black and brown people, because racism is all you have. Imagine life without black and brown people. All of you would have killed each other by now anyway. So,
yes.
Right, Anachronista, thank you so much for coming as always, and welcome to the moderation team. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be in chat.
Lovely, thank you. Okay, we've got Frodo Baggins now. Frodo, how are you?
I'm okay. Well, I'm not okay, but
What would you like to add?
I guess an apology.
To who, for what?
For what happened to Professor Arday. I'm struggling mentally with what's happened, and I'm not sure what to do about it. Truth be told.
What do you mean you're struggling? What are you struggling with?
The injustice, the racism, the backlash that's occurring against a young man who, for all intents and purposes, was a light in academia and was adding a lot of value. And we allowed a racist thug to instigate a witch hunt against a young man that didn't deserve any of what he went through.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how to cope with this right now, because it's been weighing heavily on my conscience ever since this whole thing started. And I'm not asking you for solutions, because I don't think it's your responsibility to provide me with it. It's just where I am mentally with everything that's happened.
So, guys in the chat, this is where you're supposed to be at least. Frodo clearly has empathy. And this is devoid of too many Anglo-Saxon males in the UK. It's basically anything. And Lynn, to say that he's pandering again is your issue. It's your issue. I'm taking Frodo for his words right now. I don't know Frodo, but I'm taking him for his words right now. Okay, and I'm just wanting everybody else to be the same. That's it. I'm not going to accept that is his truth, because I don't know him. And white people do that as well. So I'm not saying I'm trusting his words either. I'm saying that white people need to really feel that way genuinely. You have to feel the empathy. You have to feel the sadness genuinely, because this has gotten to this point because you haven't been empathetic enough as a people. You've constantly throughout history done these things to black and brown people. Like, it's part of the history. So Daisy, you say most of us have empathy for, though we don't enjoy seeing a young man unaliving himself. So what are you doing about it then? What are you doing about it? If you don't enjoy it and you think this is the country you live in, what are you doing about it? So, Frodo, you said that you're struggling with it at the moment. Have you taken any steps so far to discuss it, be with other people? Like, what have you seen? What have you heard? What have you done so far?
So there's a number of content creators that I interact with. Danedo is one of them, and this came up in her life. And at the time, it was really fresh, and I pretty much said, I'm disgusted in my whiteness, essentially. It was a little bit more strongly worded than that, because as a community, we allowed this to happen, right? We enabled this to happen. Yeah. This is something that should never have even made it as far as it did. That's not, the argument isn't that whether he lied or not. It's irrelevant whether he lied or not. It's the way it was handled and the way he was crucified that is the bigger problem. Because things happen in academia all the time.
Sorry to interrupt you, but are you fully aware of what these lies actually were?
There are no lies, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, all the things that were contested were things in his personal life regarding a pig's head being sent to his house and a masked man coming to see him. Like, those are the only things that have actually been a lie in terms of what the press has said. But just because somebody didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen. It's not to say that it was a lie. Like, you can't tell somebody that something is a lie. You have to put them on a bloody lie detector or something like that. That's what you would have to do. Like, no, this is the thing which, again, like, I think is incredibly ironic about English people. It's because they're the biggest fucking liars on the planet. I said this at the beginning of this, and I said this in videos. Like, the whole history is full of lies and whitewashing and making everybody think that they've been the heroes and saviors and, oh, we did this and we did that. But they lied about all of their achievements, and they stole most of it from black and brown people, because we come from the oldest civilization. So they are a nation of liars. Also, with the Cambridge thing, we're of course been aware, because they've always reported upon plagiarism in Oxford and Cambridge, that there's been multiple lecturers that have plagiarized and massive cases of sexual misconduct, but they've never really been punished for it. Like that William O'Reilly, I'm sure you guys have seen that guy's his name floating around now, right? He plagiarized for 18 years, including on his own students. And yes, Julia, it happens regularly. And the fact of the matter is that Jason actually didn't. He missed a reference one time, and he was cleared in 2023. He was under investigation now for something else because of that idiot, that racist, jealous idiot who brought it up again. So it's annoying for black and brown people to be like, oh, no matter what we do, we always have to try and fight racism as long as you guys are around us. This Absolutely. Is the problem. Yeah, this is when we're trying to excel and achieve, we're always dealing with racists. I have topics on another day about something else. What happens? The white racists always come along. Because white men, you're not busy. You're unbooked and you're unbusy. And you need some hobbies.
I made the argument that if your entire argument hinges on the fact that you believe he lied, so let's just grant that for argument's sake, that you believe that Professor Arday lied, right? What you're demonstrating to me is a lack of empathy, right? Because you're not interested in whether a white academic will lie, plagiarize, sexually assault students, physically assault students. What you're focusing on is creating this double standard in society where you don't see people of color or black people or BAME or whatever term you want to use as people. You see them as somehow subhuman, because then you don't have to apply the same lens in critically evaluating the mistakes that these individuals make. And that's the problem, in my opinion.
Yeah, and even so, it is a projection, because White people, white men in history, of course, have been the Neanderthals that have gone and behaved absolutely barbarically, Anglo-Saxons, descendants of pirates, and they are the ones who did not treat everybody else as human. It's everything about them is a complete projection. You know,
If you want an
I don't know,
anecdote,
like,
if you want an anecdote of all of this, all you have to do is take a walk around the British Museum.
yeah,
Honestly, take a walk around the British Museum and you will see how thieving and pillaging are elevated to high culture because it was done by the British Empire. That's it. That is the only rational justification when you look
yes.
at the when you hear people talk about the British Museum and that we rescued and liberated and we maintained. You stole across 5 continents. Give it a rest, guys. Like, come on now. Like, just
Yeah,
genuinely give
exactly.
it a rest. We've got Greeks asking for the Elgin marbles back. We've got Indian culture, India asking for their stuff back, and the answer is always the same. Well, if we have to give it to you, we have to give back everything. Okay, so give back everything.
Yeah, give it all back then.
You're getting to the point of the moral argument, as in you shouldn't have taken this. You've looked after it, fine. You've maintained it, whatever. Now hand it back. It's not yours. It's not like these cultures can't take, or these countries can't take care of these things. They have expertise in these areas and can do these things, from Africa all the way through to
We
Asia
don't even,
and
yeah,
Europe.
we don't even have to go even to that point, because that again is a white narcissistic idea. To
correct.
say that people can't look after their own stuff is stupid, because as soon as we come to Britain, like I had a video on this, right, quite some time ago about the British Museum, and I said, well, if we started stealing stuff from Britain, what would we steal? Like plates of bangers and match? Like literally, what is there that's valuable that didn't belong to us in the first place? The Queen's jewels. Oh yeah,
Sticks.
you got that from
The
Anne.
Sticks Morris
Sticks.
menus. The Sticks Morris menus.
Yeah,
Like,
or
if you want
even
to break
like
it down,
the
Sticks
menus
that
from
Morris
Weatherspoons.
menus. Yeah, Weatherspoons,
But
maybe.
menus from Weatherspoons as well. Like that would literally what would go in as English culture, beans on toast. Exactly. Like there's nothing really that you would actually take. There's nothing. Everything that England has, and I mainly say England when I use these conversations, is built upon the wealth that was stolen from the rest of the world. So yeah, what I would suggest to you, Frodo, is like, you know, you've clearly got some knowledge. I hope that you're hosting lives or going to host some lives, or at least going into other spaces as well and sharing what you know, because this is like white conversations. White people need to speak to each other more. There's one creator on here, and I've just been trying to find his name and I can't find him. His name is John Brown. Let me see if I can actually find him real quick, guys, because he's a white gentleman that hosts with another white lady, and their lives are very good. So I'm going to recommend this now. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick, because these are white conversations. You know, black people, we know this shit. Like we know everything that you're saying is true. We know this, but white men are the ones who are really struggling to know the truth. I don't think I can find.
It's been said to me before, but the most educated woman in a room is usually the most educated person in a room is usually a black woman,
Yes.
right? As in, because they have to be, right? That intersectionality between men and women and people of color and white people, the intersectionality is a black woman has already faced incredible amounts of sexism and racism and has to up the game to such a level to be able to be heard. I mean, wasn't there the film about the NASA computers the other day where black women were calculating the trajectory and couldn't be granted clearance because they're
Hidden Figures is the movie of what that's based on. Yes.
And they couldn't be granted clearance because they felt that black people were more prone to communism, as if that's somehow
a bad thing.
Like, it's just nonsense. But in the end, they, you know, somebody took the step forwards to stand up for them, and the film talks about that. But the focus is on the fact that these women are being treated less than human. This is the problem we have in society today. We dehumanize minorities because we're too busy trying to feather our own nests or promote whatever garbage ideology that we have, whether it's, you know, right-wing bullshit or sexism or misogyny or anything along those lines, without recognizing the impact that these actions are going to have. Because guess what? The matriarchy is coming. right? The tide is
It is.
starting to turn, and guess what? Women have always selected the best mates. It's now just becoming very explicit, and men are struggling with this. I don't want to.
Correct.
I don't want to. I don't want to digress from the topic too much. What happened to Professor Arday is unthinkable to me, but it happened, and we have to start asking those questions of ourselves. We have to address the lack of empathy, the lack of kindness, the double standards. All of this needs to be discussed, and it needs action. And more than anything, I personally have to find a way to hold mass media accountable, because I guarantee you no one is going to face prison time for this.
No,
No
they
one is
won't.
going to face consequences. But that's who
Yeah,
cares?
I have a video.
I do.
Yeah, it's good. People need to care. and like we recognize here is that a lot of too many white English men don't have the ability to care. So what? Fuck you then. But I have a video on my page with particular email addresses of people that you can contact. There's 4 people at the Daily Mail that wrote the most articles that then amassed a total of about 40,000 comments from English people. 40,000 comments. They are Christian Calgi, Jack Hardy, Guy Adams, and Elizabeth Hay. You can find their email addresses on Daily Mail.
Okay.
If you go to this profile, okay, it's like 3 videos back. I have the emails and then faces of the people. So
Thank you.
actually, in the comment section, can you guys help moderators? Can you help again? Because you guys were writing their names before. So guys, can you write down Christian Calgi, please? Can you write Christian Calgi, Jack Hardy, Elizabeth Hay, and Guy Adams in the comment section, please? Can you write that for me, moderators? So then you all have the information on who these people are. You can contact them directly. Yeah, because as you say, rightly so, these organizations will not face any kind of punishment. But let's go back to like 20 years ago. I don't know if you're old enough for this, Frodo, but there was a case with the Daily, what's it called? News of the World. Do you know anything about News of the World situation?
I'm a little bit older than what I sound. I've been told I sound incredibly young. I'm actually 45.
Oh, you're older than me. I thought you were younger than me.
I wish that wouldn't that be wonderful? But no, I'm 45. I'm a little bit longer in the tooth. But I do remember the News of the World situation where they were spying on phones, and there was a massive hoo-ha. And even then, they didn't really face any consequences for what they did.
Yeah, they lost their jobs. I think, didn't she have a little bit of prison time, did she? The lady, Rebecca something. I always forget their names. But Piers Morgan was the one, it was the one who got away with it. And then, of course, he went on to have his TV shows and blah, 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 blah. So there was 2 people that got some kind of, finger wag at them. But they obviously haven't learned their lesson because they've managed to continue on. And there are several news corporations now that behave in this same way. So that's why it still should always be about the individual. I mean, we've got petitions and things like the Good Law Project, of course, are doing amazing work. If you guys haven't signed the petition for that, that's something you can do. But for me, I'm more about boots on the ground and really contacting the people and making it known in their head, because we can see already, you guys have just seen it even in the comment section, and you guys who are here regularly, is that you always see the white men crashing out. And when I address them directly, what happens? Because even if their behavior doesn't show, best believe their souls are tortured. Their souls are tortured. And even when they log off or when they're at home at night, they can't sleep. They can't sleep, especially the fact that he's gone now. So they're feeling guilty because you've seen now they haven't published as many articles now because they're not even going to report. Rebecca Brooks, thank you, Earwigs. They haven't reported a lot of these people that he's even passed away because that's the guilt. That's the guilt. And so when they feel the guilt,
we should feel guilty. We are accountable. All of us are accountable.
Yeah.
But more than most, the white people. And if you notice the discussion topics around Professor Arday, there was one where the Tory graph, I call it, most people do as well actually, had an interview, and Jacob Rees-Mogg was on there, and he was like, we should be able to hold people accountable regardless of their colour. Is a very privileged statement coming from someone who is ignoring the fact that white colleagues of Professor Arday, who were actually found guilty of plagiarism and kept their jobs. Like, this is
Rachel Reeves. Hello, Rachel Reeves.
pretty much Like, this is the stuff that I think critical thinking skills will uncover if you have the empathy to care. Because I'm still suffering. I'm still sick to my stomach about all of this. It's been a tough week reading everything that's happened and understanding everything that happened, and it's still raw for me. But but he lied. Okay. And where are you going with this? Someone, even if we grant this, it just doesn't add up. Unless, of course, you have a racist view of the world, in which case, when a person of color does something, it's a diabolical crime. But when a white person does the same thing, we can let it go. And this is seen throughout the Western world extensively.
Yeah.
And this has got to stop. We have to walk away from this in the sense that we have to walk away from this thinking, because it's going to destroy our society. It's already having ripples already, because there are people on your side and there are people who are actively going, we just don't give a shit. Okay, you just don't give a shit. All right, have a look in the mirror, seek therapy, seek help from a professional, do some soul searching, and recognize that a bright star was taken from us, and we stood back and did nothing, or in some cases even encouraged it.
Yeah, exactly. There's one thing that I was going to keep this thought to myself until I was going to post it on a video, but I have seen some comments in the comment section about it, and you've also brought it up as well about this higher standard that Black people are put to. This is my theory upon it. I believe that white people have an inherent knowing, and I'm going to talk about some spiritual shit now. A lot of the people here know that I've been on a spiritual journey, and I was shown a lot of things 2 years ago. I was atheist for 40 years. 1 month after my birthday, I started to see things. What I believe is that white people know that we are from the universe. We are from spirit. We are God's children. And me even using the word God is hard for me. But white people know that we're infinite. That's why they've tried to kill us over and over and over again, and realizing that they can't do it. They can't do it. And because in their Christian religion, right, in their white religions that they spread throughout the world, they believed that God made no mistakes. Right? God makes no mistakes. God makes no mistakes. And so when a Black person makes mistakes, they're like, that can't be right. It can't be right. It really fucks with their head. So all of this is subconscious shit, not conscious stuff. It is very deep in the subconsciousness. And this is why, because they don't care if brown people make a mistake. It's when Black people make a mistake, they're like, well, you're not as perfect as we thought you were. And that's what upsets them a lot. And it's very frustrating because we're still human. We make mistakes. We're not perfect. We are exceptional and excellent human beings, but we make mistakes. And because it's so pathetic that all white people are clutching on is they're saying, well, he's a liar. Is that the worst thing that he's ever done? That you had to harass him till he had to leave this world? You have to be more realistic about this, white people. Like, your expectations are too high upon Black people. Yeah, if you could literally let us just be and live and not be so obsessed with us, then everything would be all right, actually.
Well, we see this in every walk of life, right? Where Black people are targeted by the police more, and the justification is, well, they commit more crimes. It's like, okay, let's just grant that for just a second. I don't agree with the sentiment, but let's just grant that. Do you think haranguing and harassing people of color constantly is actually going to help heal the wounds of the damage that we've done to these people in the first place? Like, we transplanted people from Africa to all parts of the world for slavery purposes, and all of a sudden you're expecting them to just be okay with what a nice pat on the back and say, well, now we see you as equals, but not really. We're going to institute things like Jim Crow, and we're going to create inherent institutionalized racism, where lovely human beings who are trying to work and contribute to society actively, we're not going to give you acknowledgement, or we're not going to give you access to the same resources, because guess what? We don't want you in our neighborhoods. What the fuck is wrong with us? Like, what the fuck is actually wrong with us? Where you hear there's a rise in right-wing content creators. There's some 17, 18-year-old knob going around telling people that England should be for the English. What does that
Is
even...
that young Bob? Is that young
Yeah.
Bob? Yeah.
Yeah, like, that kid needs a slap. I don't...
We also don't condone violence just
I
because
know,
TikTok will
but
get
I mean in the
restricted.
sense-
But yeah, I'm
I
just
mean
saying,
in
in
the
the terms
sense
of the
of-
story, some people do need some kind of reprimandation for their behavior. But yes, I do agree with your sentiments. TikTok shop, we love TikTok shop.
I don't
Yes.
mean it in the I don't mean it in the violent sense that you
No,
know,
no, I do.
Like, I mean
I'm
it
just,
as in-
I'm just for the TikTok. I'm
Sure,
just
I get
making
it,
sure
I
the
get what
live
you're
doesn't
saying,
get
but it's
resisted.
just-
But he
You're
does.
17 years old and you're literally spouting the same nonsense that a racist thug would spout, and you think that this is perfectly fine to say in a modern society. Like, we've lost all sense of resemblance here. We're just not in tune with any kind of empathy or kindness. We're just looking for reasons to hate each other, and I just can't do that. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
unacceptable.
Thank you so much, Frodo.
One-
Thank you for that.
one last
Thank you.
point.
I'm gonna move to the next person now
I do
because
have
we've
one
spoken
point.
quite.
It's really quick. I promise.
Okay, quickly, and then I'll move to the next person because there's a lot of people waiting.
For anyone thinking about this isn't my problem, apathy benefits the oppressor. That's it.
Thank you very much, Frodo.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Please do check out John Brown. I know his name is so generic, but he holds the White Lives. They're very, very good. He normally has like a white profile picture with black lines that go across it. His other moderator is called Grammy. So white people, if you are decolonizing, please do go to that space and have the conversations over there, because white people need to hear more things like that. So thank you so much, Frodo.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. We're almost at 50k, guys, which is brilliant. But let's push to 60. You guys. And gift goal achieved. Thank you so much, people. Thank you so much. Let's see what else we've got going on the gift goal. What is left, because it does restart. So we've got hats. So we got hat with the moustache, if you guys can send that. There's also the friendship necklaces. So I don't think anyone sent any friendship necklaces yet, guys. I love jewelry. You guys know I love a necklace. I'm quite famous around these parts for my necklaces. So please do send your friendship necklaces as well up there. And of course, there are roses, which are just 1 coin. So thank you so much, Random Guy. Thank you, Karima. Hi, Susie Sunshine. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very, 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 very much. So all of you male losers in the comment section that think that Frodo's words were pandering or simping or he's based or whatever, again, you just need to reflect upon yourself, because that's the difference between being intelligent and being dumb. That's why you're down in the comment section and he's up here on the panel. And other white men and women who are able to come and have a conversation, because they do come here and they do recognize certain things. But then, of course, you have stupid racists like some of you down in the comment section that just come up here and you can't even fucking speak. You can't even talk correctly. And that's why the prompt is as it is today. White violence cannot coexist with black excellence. If there was a world that we could have tomorrow, it would be excellent. That white people would just be on their own planet and the global majority would be on their own planet too. That's literally what it should be, I believe. It's like, it just cannot happen. It cannot happen. White people have been given hundreds of years to sort this shit out. And they have not. And it's getting even worse now, because they're not doing it by hand. They're doing it by harassment until someone can no longer be here on the planet anymore. And it's fucking heartbreaking. It really is. Okay, we got Mikey Natural. Yeah, hi, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
What would
Yes,
you
I
like
can
to
hear
add in respects of Professor Doctor Jason Arday, and white violence? What would you like to add?
First, I would like to say salute to Professor Jason Arday in liberty and in his transcendence to the world where he is gone to know. What Professor Arday represents to all of us is a widespread problem within the caucus of the British Empire. What we have seen there is that we see blatancy in the way how they deal with somebody who is highly respected, highly intellectual, who has risen to a doctorate position within the university caucus that's world renowned, and how he was attacked, how he was hunted, how the deception rose so high that we start comparing rapists, white rapists who are professors, with a man who has excelled beyond his expectations.
Yeah.
And for that reason, when we hear about white violence, I mean, Britain has shown across the years their pillaging, their slave behavior, all of their artifacts within the museum, how much of a criminal they are innately within their bloodstreams. So we don't have to argue about them and what they are. They have actually shown themselves and their cards so much that we don't have to question it anymore. You know, there are countries right now that have been great by this country in terms of their resources. I mean, I'm a Jamaican, and for 250 years, Jamaicans have been enslaved on sugar plantations, and there has been no repatriative justice for us. Only their slave plantation owners who have relatives within the Senate of Britain at the moment. And I heard one of the biggest racist rhetoric that came out of the British Parliament the other day was the one about, oh, countries that Britain colonized should be paying.
Oh yeah, the reparations back, or paying the British Empire. Yeah, stupid Suella Braverman.
No,
Yeah.
but I am glad that she's the one who said that. You know, her character and her look only empathize the way how she thinks with her dirty mind and her dirty heart. You understand me? And Jamaicans, Britain owns Jamaica's beaches, and the locals can't even go on their own beaches. Thank you very much, Susie Sunshine. You get me? That's a shame. I know one of the things that we have seen now is where this academic professor, because I'm going to give him his right regards. You know, this professor, because you wrote a paper and you made references 15 times, and the 16th one you did not. You called plagiarism. You know, I am a product of a prestigious university down in London. I won't call their names because sometimes I don't even like to remember them. And as a Rastafarian black man going into university one morning, I was accused of being loud when I wasn't speaking by a Caucasianistic person who was the head of security, had no badges on. And she boasted about getting me kicked out of the university. And until I wrote a letter deciding that I was going to have my lawyers draft up something for the university, they come with the wagon circling and the Indian, ooh, round and, oh, Mr. Nelly, la 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 la. And this was a prestigious university who's supposed to understand diversity. That stupid word that they keep throwing around to us, you know what I mean? Okay, so they didn't understand as a Rastafari that when I woke in the mornings when I come to university, I would chant a positive chant before I go into class. This lady reported I was telling her in decent language because she didn't understand my linguistics. She didn't understand Rasta. She didn't understand the culture. You know, because each morning when I'm going into class, I would chant some positive. Oh, God bless her this morning so that when I go into class, I open an eye and I have knowledge to grasp this wise that's coming to me. You know, she didn't get that. But then we were hunted. And this Jason Arday situation has opened up a wider eye to the populace to show the subjugatory behavior of these Caucasianistic people against black people. Because whether or not you want to believe this, you know, the black person has to be 10 times as intellectually gifted more than the white person in this country.
And we don't even, and this is the thing about us, is that we don't have to, we naturally are. I even have videos about this, how we have the inherent knowledge. We don't need to try hard. We really don't. And plus the standard in UK education system is so low. It's low. Like, this is what white people don't understand. Just because you have a university league table in the countries, like the top 5 universities are Oxford, then I think, is it Princeton, the next one?
Princeton.
Then the third one is,
Cambridge,
I can't remember,
somewhere
then fourth is Cambridge and fifth is Harvard. But like I say, English people, you're not even attending these universities. It's all foreign people. Like foreign kids. I actually, the video I have coming, right, I literally looked at my my university graduate book. I think it was like 2006 I graduated. I was flicking through it today and I was like, bitch, this is all foreign names. It's all foreign kids. I'm looking for all the English names up in here. On my course, right, there was 300 people that started it. I did computing as my degree. By the end, only 21 of us passed, right, and only 7 white people passed the course. 7. Oh my God. Most of it was brown kids. It was more brown kids. There was 21 of them, 7 white kids and 2 black people, where I was one of them. And I was only one of 3 that had a first class. White people, English people, you ain't competing with nothing. And this is the problem. You guys are not educated because your culture told you that education weren't cool. You were too busy playing around in classrooms and not turning up to school because you were all hanging out at the shops. You'd be like, oh, did you turn to school today? And then you get your parents calling you, say, oh, so-and-so wasn't at school today. And they're like, so? School was a waste of time. And only now, generations later, you looking and thinking, oh my God, you know what? I wish I went to school. Yeah, we were going to school and that's how we excel. And now you're trying to say, oh, no, they're changing the grades and everything. They ain't changed nothing. We are literally the ones who are making the grade level actually going up because it's too easy.
Let me tell you one of the things that I've noticed since I've come to live in Britain, right? One of the things is that the laziest people on the planet are these Caucasians, you know?
Yeah, they are.
Lazy plus toxic. All right. You see the black or the brown-skinned people who go into these universities, we have pride within ourselves. Say, yo, listen, failure is not an option. We are going through this. But you see them, if you know the amount of them will drop out, get fling out, dash out, because them dunce. Them naturally dunce. You're boo-boos. Yeah, let's be fair. Let's be fair. They are naturally dunce. And if you a lot of these industries that you go, if you know the people that is a supervisor management, oh, it's a cousin of a cousin of a cousin, or the manager is having sex with somebody and their offspring or
we
something.
said this the other day. We said this, yes.
A connection of a connection of a connection of a connection. And then you, as the junior subaltern that company, has to teach that person who's higher than you the job.
Yes, we talked exactly like this. And they don't pay us either. They don't want to increase our salary. They don't put us in the managerial position. They're like, oh, will you help this? Or will you head up the diversity and inclusion department? Will you have this conversation? They're like, no, fuck you. We're not doing that shit. You do it. You do it. Or employ us and give us more money. But they don't want to do that.
Before I go, I'm going to paint one little rhetoric that connects the whole of Britain. And I'm sorry if it comes across bad, I don't care. English Premier League.
What are you doing in my country? What the fuck? Get the fuck out. Go back and fix Jamaica, you lazy bastard. Seriously.
Look at this loser.
Yeah, listen to you. Listen to you demanding and begging for more money.
You see the whites, the Neanderthals are crashing, guys. The Neanderthals are crashing. They're saying, get out of my country. That's all they do, exactly with an Irish accent. Get out my country! Get out my country! Get out my country!
Can somebody please
That's
tell
all they
this
have.
guy?
That's all they have. That's all they have. Get out my country! Neanderthal ginger.
Tell him.
Some of us already left. Some of us already left. And some of us have a strong British passport, so we come back and forth.
I want to tell that individual that if Jamaicans didn't come here to teach them that bathrooms are supposed to build in houses, they will be digging through snow to take a shit.
And who did the Irish learn their culture from? Jamaicans. Jamaicans. Irish learned everything from Jamaicans. That's why you talk almost the same. Giant, you've been colonized. You've been compromised.
Let me finish Let me finish saying what I'm saying. Their
Yeah.
biggest, their national sport is football. So let's talk about the English Premier League. Yeah? If it was down to just pure English youths playing in the English Premier League, no standard would be there. If you notice, we import players from every corner of the globe. 65 to 70% of them black, to raise the standard of the English Premier League. Now let me ask you a question. Apart from Elias Rennie, the one black prominent referee years ago, how much black referees are in the English Premier League? Huh?
Yeah.
And I'm going to rest my case there. And for that gentleman who comes to say I must go back to Jamaica, let me teach you something. If my people didn't come here and Windrush, yeah, remember your ancestors died in the war coming half a foot, half a hand, half a eye, or half a blasted head. We built this shit, so we earned the right to be here. And I rest my case.
Thank you so much, Mikey. Exactly. Thank you. Perfectly said. Yeah, that last point that you've just said. White people in England, you guys, like you said, are dunces. I love the fact that you said that many times, and in your accent was absolutely beautiful, by the way, Mikey. Yeah. So what you white people don't seem to understand is that you had a big population of white people still in the UK, but you were all laid up in hospital. Like you said, and I've said this many times before, you had no legs, you had no arms, your heads were blown off. Like, you were not actively working. So yes, you were still there. You also were suffering with PTSD for seeing the war. You were like, shit, this war shit is serious. And because remember, the Second World War, they dragged your asses into the war. First World War, they got you. They were like, oh yeah, it's a real honor. So you volunteered, right? Sorry, Julia, it was graphic. But there's Jen, control yourself. Stop unmuting and guffawing. Can you stop doing that, please? It's annoying. Anyway, I will continue. So the First World War, it was volunteering. The Second World War was conscription, because they knew that you would not volunteer to do it. And then that's why you got fucked up again. And what was the little rewards that they gave your ancestors? Little badges, like you got the equivalent of Blue Peter badges on bits of fabric. Oh, this is medals. I'm so proud. God save the greatest great London. That's all you fucking got. For everything that you went through, the government and the Queen managed to make you think that was awesome. Because you got no education. Some of you guys were here. Remember, there was that woman who said that she fought in 3 wars and she went to Kosovo. Cass, you remember this? And I think someone else, you guys remember this? I said, oh, okay, so why did you go to Kosovo for? She was like, oh, if you put into Google. I'm like, no, you were there. Tell me. What goddess you remember? I'm like, no, tell me what it was like, Kosovo, like why you were there. She was like, no, just Google it. Spitfire, you were there. Yeah, she couldn't say why. Exactly. I said, just tell me why you were there. Oh, so the Queen told you to go and you said, yeah. Like, no, I was serving. And I said, what's the threat? And she went, oh, there's many threats. And I said, who? She said, just Google it. No, you tell me. And then she tried to say, well, it's the Muslims. They're coming here and invade. I went, hold on a minute. So hold on, there's barely any like Kosovans or Albanians in the UK at that time back in the 90s. So what was the threat? And why were you there? Why were you involved? Britain didn't need to be involved. And then, of course, I made her brain explode and she dropped and ran away. Because that's what you do. Like, as soon as you tell these Neanderthals to have a little bit of logic and you start questioning their logic, they're like, they explode. And so it's really funny to watch. It's really funny to watch the discombobulation and the explosion. So, yes, thank you so much, Mikey. It was really good to chat to you. Now we're going to move to Infinity. Infinity, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I hope you're well. My condolences to Jason Arday, his family. My heart goes out to them. I'm also a sent mom of an 8-year-old who is nonverbal. He inspired me. He inspired me that there is hope. There is hope for, children with the spectrum that can go far, He inspired me. Honestly, I'm getting goosebumps. Just hearing the news, it made me so emotional. It's really sad that what this man had to go through. Um,
Yeah.
just my condolences to the family who are grieving him right now.
Yeah.
I know your pain. It's
Yeah.
sad, but he will always be remembered. I mean, especially a mother of Send, who he said that he was nonverbal. Oh my God, it's just so sad.
Yeah.
Honestly, it hits home. It hits home because my son is nonverbal, and I hope to God that he ends up like Jason Arday. He achieves, you know. So yeah, that's all I have to say. My condolences to
Yeah.
the family, and just
Yeah.
one quick thing I need to tell you, host. Do you know there's a black queen that had been erased by the British history? Her name was I think Charlotte. That was
Yes.
250 years ago.
Yes.
She was a black queen. I don't
Yes.
understand why are they. I don't get it. Why did they erase her history? Why?
Because
She
these are
is.
fragile people. They're fragile, white, narcissistic Neanderthals. I always say that they are narcissists and sociopaths with psychotic ancestors. They are so freaking fragile. And honestly, I don't think people are willing to understand or can accept or really understand the depths of fragility. You know, there are still some people that will say, well, but the fact he killed himself, sorry, I shouldn't say that. I don't say that because we don't say it. It's not confirmed, right? The fact
Yeah,
that he's no longer with us is, and they still kind of don't think it's racism. They don't think it's because he was harassed so violently. And these are people who have obviously never experienced anything to do with it. Like they've never been on the end of this level, or not even like 1% of any kind of bullying. Like truly, they
yeah,
clearly haven't. Someone like myself, I've talked about my experiences. I was harassed online for 8 years and I almost threw myself off of a cliff. Like really,
oh, so sorry
it's,
to hear that.
yeah, thank you. But I'm still here. You know, I'm still here. I
Yeah,
talk about my
yeah,
dog that saved my life. But these people are
bless you.
so unempathetic. They have no heart and soul. That's why they will never get it. And let's pick up on the fact that he was autistic. Jason is literally going to create a entire legacy of non-verbal, like you said with your own son, like this
Yeah.
makes me emotional. He is creating another future of non-verbal or autistic black children who
Oh God,
now have a
yeah,
have a real role model, right? He is
yeah,
literally been propelled so far forward that we've gone out to learn about. Like I've learned so much about this guy in the last week. I'm just like, he is incredible. And I say he
absolutely, yeah,
is presently because he's not gone, because we're still talking about him. We give him life, we give him energy. And I'm a spiritual girl. And Beth, you know I'm on the
yeah.
same page. Julia, I know you believe this too. Jason will be back. He is already
He
back,
will be.
and
Yes, yes.
he will be back. He will be back. I
He
don't know.
has. Yeah, he
I will read
will
his.
inspire a lot of black youth, especially
Yes,
children with autism or whatever spectrum they're in. Their
yes,
education is the way. I'm an African woman, and I've been taught because I came from a country where education matters more than work. Do you understand? So, as an African, you know, we all need to, work very hard to get our children the best education. Do you understand?
yes.
Because that could help them in the
But you
future.
have to be, yeah, but you have to be so much more careful now. Like I talked about one of my friends whose daughter, she's literally qualified, and I didn't even realize this. Thank you so much, gift girl. Let's keep tapping. We're almost at 60K. Amazing, guys. Please, let's push to 80K. I'm going to challenge you guys now. Tap to 80K. Keep that finger on the screen. If you've got a stylus, when I go around people's lives, I'm tapping with that stylus. So please tap. We're going to try and get up to 80K. The reason why we tap the screen is so then it pushes this out to the algorithm and more people can come by to the conversation, because this is what makes it interesting, right? It's all of our dialogue within each other. I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember what I was just saying. But let me talk about quickly about the fact that we said he would be back. In his update letter, the one that he posted on the Good Law Project on the 5th of August. Thank you, Susie Sunshine. What he said was, and like I've told this story, but I'll tell it again. I'm a spiritual person. I'd never even read his update before. Never read it. I literally said, okay, I'm going to read it as part of the live. And then I scrolled it really quickly to see how long it was.
Yeah.
2 lines jumped out at me. I went, huh? And honestly, when I say I scrolled it, And the two lines were, I need time to heal. I need time to simply be myself again. And when that time comes, I will return. That's what he said. And then also, I didn't even read this bit, but it was part of the live. Something came up. The line above it said, this is not the end of my work. It is simply the end of this chapter. And yes. And even so, there were people. Yeah, I do every time. Like, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I literally, I have. As that also, I came across another creator that literally said that he was writing about his own experiences as a black man in academia and knowing that it wasn't going to end well. He already kind of knew. Yeah, he already kind of knew. So, you know, he knew it was because this is 3 years of constant beration. The fact that he's fucking smart, it intimidates these people.
Yes, it does.
Just because he's smart and lived inside a black body, and they also saw the light in him. That's why they hated it. I always zoom into his face. Look at his smile. Look at his eyes. They could never be like this. They could never. And that's why they had to take him from us and take him from the world, because they could never. They saw everything they wished they could be, and they could not compete. And so that's what they do. They are always in this competition, so they decided to take him out, but they will never take out the rest of us. You will never fucking do it. You will never fucking do it, because our energy is infinite. Like I keep telling you, Jason will come back. Jason comes through people like me, people like you, Jonesy, you bloody weirdo who's been blocked like 1,000,000 times. You keep coming back. Because you are obsessed with black people. Yeah. You're obsessed with black people. Jason
his
was
legacy
exceptional.
will not be forgotten. And he has put so much inspirational to a lot of black people, African people. Not only... No, it doesn't have to be coloured, you know. It could be a white man, a white child that doesn't... He's not verbal. That there is hope for us. There are hope for children that... under that spectrum that they can achieve. It's a possible. It's just we need to try harder as well, help our children to just be like Jason Arday, that they have a chance.
We don't even have to try. Yeah, we don't even have to try. It's like I said, me and Mikey beforehand were saying, you know, all of this stuff is inherent in us, and the problem is the society that surrounds us. It's whether we have the room to be able to grow. You know, a lot of us are. I have the picture. Hold on, let me get this. And I'm sure a lot of you would have seen this quote before. Let me just grab it. And actually, I have to do it on Mirror. 1 minute.
Yeah.
You know, all of my artwork that I have in my house is actually all black inspired. So I know this one. Yeah, I know a lot of you would have seen this quote before. And let me just put it on Mirror, because you will know it, I'm sure. Mirror. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds.
Wow, that's a beautiful speech.
Yeah.
There's many of us, but we'll just keep coming back.
Exactly. That's us. We will always come back. We will always be back. We are infinite, like I say, we are infinite. And the universe has recognized that white people have been given hundreds of years to get their shit together, and they haven't. And so guess what?
Absolutely.
They've had to come up with the phrase great replacement theory to accept what is happening to them. No one's replacing them. They're being exited out of a system, of a world that they have shown that they're not compatible with. And that's why we will keep regenerating. Like we're saying about Jason, his stories will live on. His energy is still here. He will be back. You can't get rid of us. If you actually just accepted, then, you know, everything would be better. So remember, keep tapping the screen, guys. You're getting there. The girl is 80K.
Just before I go, I've been looking at TikTok, hashtag Jason Arday, and I've seen a lot of young, beautiful young men and women who are just doing their degrees, their bachelors, their PhD. Keep using that hashtag, everyone, because this is just so beautiful seeing a lot of them, you know, graduate and getting what they worked really hard for. This is beautiful. And Jason Arday, my condolences to his family. and my heart goes out to him. Honestly, it was very sad for me hearing that what happened to him. You know, so his legacy will always continue, and we will strive harder. We work extra harder to get there. Thank you so much for letting me speak.
Thank you, Infinity. Thank you so much. And again, this should be all about positivity for our Black brothers and sisters, our children, our nieces, our nephews, our family. All of this kind of stuff really is giving life into this and empowering each other. And yes, we are grieving, but it is literally how we always continue on, because Black people have always done this. We have always powered through. We have always continued on. We have always been excellent. Always. And the problem is with white Western society is that they always try and make you think, oh yeah, Black on Black crime. Yeah, we do have a problem, right? We do. And we keep that shit in the family. But you people, you don't. You have white on white, white on black, white on brown, white on everybody else, every culture. You cannot coexist with Black excellence and everybody else, clearly. And if you don't want to do the work, don't worry about it. Because everything is being rectified, truly. Okay, we've got Chosen One next, please. Oh, in the comment section, 1 minute before I get you Chosen One. So Black people don't harm white people? Give us examples then, Ethan. If you have to ask it as a question, you would have the statistics straight away. Ethan, bring up something. Bring up something that we do. Bring up something that we've done. Go ahead and do it. Do it. Chosen One, how are you?
Hi, yeah, sorry, thank you for having me on. And also, yeah, my condolences, to Jason Arday and his family. But I just saw like a media lynching. I want to say that so it's a lynching, a media lynching over the
it is.
past. And what I'm noticing is, sorry, to jump into it like this. What I'm saying is the destruction of Black confidence in society and the destruction of Black potential to be confident in the future. And that's the thing, it's trying to cut back the root. What I've noticed is throughout the years we've had this situation, and I'm going to name a few. The Euros happened a couple of years ago when there was Black players. They were all, blamed for the final. That's the first time they actually got that far. All of them were, called monks, or I'm not saying monkeys and bananas. And
we don't need to repeat that. We know the words.
Were destroyed throughout that. And also, if you look at the BAFTAs, where it was Michael B. Jordan and Del Reno on stage, two BLK men on stage were called that, and then they were told to shut up because the man didn't know what he was saying. And then you had Meghan Markle again, one of the first BLK, a prince, like for girls, something like that. Again, she was subjected to that. You had the Little Mermaid come out for the first Black BLK princess for little girls. Again, she was told the same
Halle
thing.
Bailey,
In society, every time a BLK person tries to represent in a positive way and changes to stereotypical, it's basically they're shut down, they're killed, they're everything like that. You know what I mean? So it's destroying the Black confidence through society in those ways. And what they like to do as well, they like to mess up someone's country, religion, and then they throw a red nose day like they're the savior. Oh,
my God!
We're raising money for these people. We're going to go over there. We're helping them.
I hated that. I hated that. Children in need. Look at them.
And they don't mention why that happened. They don't mention that. They only mention why they're going to save those people. We're here, we're feeding them, look at us with water, we're giving them this and that. It's basically showing that they're the saviors, we're the weak ones, we haven't achieved anything, and the reason they're trying to help us now. And that's the only thing I've seen in society. And it's making us look like we're weak. And I think every time we try and shout back at Jason Arday like that, it's happened, it's shut your mouth, it's the race card, we can't actually fight back about it. Oh, he done this to himself, it's you. And basically that's destroying our confidence throughout society. And I think, not in a bad way, we need to speak up more, not be afraid of say the race card to us. Yeah, we are using race card because it is racist. And we're told to shut our mouths, stop using race card, stop being victims. We're not being victims. We want to be powerful, but every time we try to, you tell us to shut our mouths and stop being victims about it.
Less in my space anyway. I mean, I know my lives, Chosen One. No, don't worry. I know in my lives, I'm always about the positivity. Like I'm never speaking into energy such as things like the race card and things like that because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. The race card doesn't exist. Frankie Rose, I'm pretty sure you can't even spell your own name because why have you got two N's in your name? That's kind of weird. You do pull the race card, and why are you crying at the end as well? Why are you crying about that? Like, what's the tears for? It doesn't even make sense. If you're racist, we're going to say that you're racist. If you're going to tell us we're pulling the race card, okay, you hold that. You're now playing the race card, white people, because you're saying, oh, everybody's racist to white people. The most people who are racist are black people. Oh, we're so oppressed. Oh, we're doing this. You stop playing the race card, white people, because the thing is, you need excuses for your failures because you can't see any. You can't figure out why it is that your entitlement has got you into this place when you have nothing. You don't understand it. So it must be racism, right? Because we know it's racism that's happened to us. We know. But the thing is, all you are copycats. You copy our activism, you copy our lives, you copy everything that we do. So it must just be racism that you're experiencing. Oh yeah, because black people said it. Because black people said it.
Yeah, and I think people like that. Yeah, sorry.
Go on, Chosen. No, Scoot. It goes in order. I will call to you when it's time.
The same people that were saying using the race card and things like that. Yeah, they were taking the knee for that guy that was killed. I don't want to say it. That was unlocked by the police. They were saying white tea lives matter. They're using the exact same things that black BLK people are using. Taking the knee,
exactly. I know what was standing with them.
Yeah. And they were doing the same thing that they told us not to do. They were doing the same thing they told us not to do, and then they did the exact same thing. So I don't know what they're talking about. This whole thing. They're hypocrites.
They are hypocrites. Yeah, I have a video on this account talking about how they're hypocrites, and you brought it up, the Tourette's guy, how, they literally were like, oh, everybody needs to understand Tourette's, that he wasn't racist, even though he said the only racial slur in his language. Interesting. Just because you have Tourette's does not make his racism disappear. He didn't have any slurs for brown people who were there, didn't have any slurs for Chinese people that were there, didn't have slurs for the little person that was there, didn't have slurs for the gay person that was there, and what his excuse was, and what people don't understand, and because English people also have internalized homophobia, what I'm seeing is they're like, oh, he called Alan Cummings a PDF. Like, that's not a homophobic slur. Since when is that a homophobic slur? They didn't call him a foot word. They didn't call him a put, like a footstool. Didn't call any of those words. The actual slurs for gay people, homosexuals, he didn't use any of those words. He called him a PDF, which we know is mostly straight men. So what the fuck? Like, you're really pushing it. The guy was racist. He just had Tourette's. That's it. But they are so like, no, because they will always jump to defend whiteness. That's all they'll do. And then, of course, when it comes to Jason Arday, also a disabled man with autism, and was non-verbal to 11, they have to ignore all that stuff because, again, he's in a black body. These people are hypocrites, and they don't see it, and they hate it when we tell them what they are, which means I love it.
Oh, can I just say, you're so beautiful.
No, please. Thank you so much for the compliment. Thank you so much. I appreciate that interruption because it was a compliment, but we're going in order here. Thank you so much. Chosen one, is there any
no, it's just like the
see, look at the whites in the comment section are like, Confirmania, look it up. Yeah, idiots. We also have Tourette's in our community. We know what it is. Grow up.
Yeah.
Just because you learnt about it yesterday doesn't mean that no one else learns about it. Are you thinking you're sharing your knowledge with us because it's the first thing that you learned? It's the longest word that you learned, wasn't it? It's a long word. You're like, oh my God, I can spell it. It's a new word. I need to now go out with this knowledge and teach black people because it will make me feel really good. We knew what it was because it exists in our community. There are also black people with Tourette's. Right, Chosen, one last point and then I'll move to the next person.
I think also we're seeing this now with what you're doing. You're trying to raise awareness, and again, it's the same thing happening. They're trying to pile on and make you shut your mouth and be like that. What they're trying to do again is to, you're influencing people in a positive way to stand for themselves and have feel confident in the black community, and that's what they'll do all the time. They see someone. It's just proving my point that I said at the beginning. Everyone that's in that black person that gets into a position of power and inspiration gets attacked like this because they don't like it.
Yeah,
they don't like it.
And this is why we have to work on our. So like you have said, we've lost our confidence, and I do agree. In Britain, especially as someone who's outside of UK and Europe, and I've held many lives to do with the black community, I'm just like, you guys are really, you're under the vibration and the spell of how negative it is in the UK. Like this, I don't see a lot of black confidence, and it's hard because I am very confident because I had therapy and I moved out of the UK and Europe. So it is something I'm always encouraging here on this platform. I'm always telling black people, please go to the NHS, get that talking therapy, get your confidence up, because you would also have the same amount of ways to speak to these Neanderthals than I have been able to build, because I didn't have this confidence either. I didn't have it. I did not
Yeah.
have it. But there's so many things that I've had to do. And so therefore I always share what I did in order
Yeah.
for us to feel the same. And so we start to feel a bit more positive as a collective. But I
Yeah.
am doing, so my Black Live will be back tomorrow, Saturday morning. I do lives for Black people. Please do come along. Everybody who is Black, you are more than welcome. Me too as well, LB, fantastic. Yeah, so please do come along to that conversation. We talk, of course, a lot of what's happening in the Black community around the world, in the diaspora. And then, of course, there is other conversations we have as part of that to do with things like confidence. So thank you so much, Chosen
Thank
One.
you so
Thank
much.
you for
Thank
that.
you. Take care.
Thank you. See you later. Thank you. Okay, we've got Comrade, sorry, Kalga. I can't see the rest of your name, but I know you've been here before. Comrade, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well, Fox. How you doing?
I'm lovely, thank you, my dear. So what would you like to add? Of course, the topic is white violence cannot exist with Black excellence in respects to the tragic passing of Professor Doctor Jason Arday. What would you like to add?
Well, first off, thoughts going out to his family and loved ones and whatnot. I'd like to throw on the unfortunate international perspective of it, of like how it's being reported. Like over in Canada, the way that we kind of heard about it and see about it from our news agencies is like, oh, this academic's death or loss has sparked this debate. Not what has led up to this, what were the contexts, those kinds of aspects. It's just, wow, look at this debate that's caused now. Whereas, like, anytime it's been anyone else, particularly, like, you know, YT people, it's very much like, oh no, it's so tragic. They were so young at the age of 84. And it's like, hello?
Yeah.
And so there's like that aspect of it. But then kind of, I do want to throw a little bit of optimism in there, kind of touching on the confidence loss that Chosen One was talking about. Because one thing I've noticed is we have a big demand right now in our healthcare field. You know, we've been sabotaging our system, so there's openings, and we've seen a large influx of particularly Black individuals coming to fill those roles. Because
Yes!
as you already know, like you guys are the smart ones, and so you've got the knowledge, you've got the education, you've got the skills, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you guys aren't going to make them yourselves? Okay, cool. And a lot of them, ironically, from the UK too. Not even UK born either. Like we're getting a lot of people who moved to the UK and then we're like, nah, let's go over here. Let's try this one. In fact, we have a very large Nigerian diaspora in Canada, which is its own side note. And then on like the spirituality bit, like when you brought that up and how like, you know, like, YT people are kind of out of touch with that aspect. I kind of want to almost pitch my mom as an example of yes, exactly, and what happens when you listen to people, because I would say she's in a similar spirituality type place and viewpoint as what you describe, and she learned that because her best friend right now is a woman from Zimbabwe, and so she's been introduced and her mind's been kind of expanded in a lot of ways because she finally decided to listen and talk to people and, you know, grow herself. And so it's like they're in all of the darkness that we know is existing and the continued oppression and the fact that YT people can't put up with the Black excellence, right? Like even in my education system, right? Like where I grew up, there was maybe 2 to 3 Black kids like in like the school itself, not even in each grade, and you saw how differently they got treated very off the bat, and they were definitely smarter than me, and so like it is an unfortunately ubiquitous issue, and I like to try and when I see any positive examples of it, anything that I can grab on, latch onto, and then perpetuate and spread, which goes into like the allyship type thing, right? I always feel a little bit wonky whenever it's whenever I see someone expressing their truth, their story, or things that need to change, because it's like I just want to elevate you, right? Like say you post a video, I'm going to repost your video, right? I'm not going to stitch it or something, because what do I have to add to your experience, right? And if I'm in a room where it's just all other YT people, my mouth is loud. It's coming out. It's happening. And if you're going to say something racist, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you how racist it is and why and how wrong you are with your rebuttal. Because it's just, you know, like that's, to me, that feels like the appropriate boundary. Like, why should I talk over you? on your experience.
I'm just going to add a little bit into that reposting thing. Actually, you can. So reposting sometimes doesn't come onto people's algorithms, right? I know you know that. But when you also do the stitch, you don't have to add anything. You can just be sitting there and watch. And it's like a new video that's being pushed to that algorithm. And it's a new video that also gets pushed out to your people too. So you can do that too. That is also helpful, because a lot of the time people won't see us because of whatever algorithm they've put for themselves, So guys, if you haven't done that before, you can always duet my videos, stitch them, whatever. Like you can, duets are mainly the one, actually, not a stitch, it's a duet. So you can click on any one of our videos and just click duet. And you don't even have to put yourself in the video as well. You can just expand it, and it's literally just a new video of our videos. So if you didn't know that, you can do that, guys. Thank you. Anything else you want to add?
Thank you very much.
Now you know. Anything else you'd like to add, comrade?
I think that's about it. I did put little point notes because I didn't want to take up too much of your time, and unfortunately Mother Nature is calling me, so I will let you guys go. I love your content. Stay up, stay hydrated.
I am always. You guys, if you're here regularly, I've got this is always full, and I'm always back and forth because you got to keep hydrated. You're right. You really have to keep. And I think that's probably with English people. They don't drink enough water because we are mostly water. I don't think they stay hydrated. I think this is what like gets them fucked up, right? Is they're not connected. We know already they're not connected with their earth self, but I also think that they don't drink enough water. The brain needs water. The body needs water. It helps us recharge and regenerate. But I think that they don't. You remember, this is so off the topic, but you remember they had to be told to wash their hands during COVID?
Oh, God. Literally, though, it's so bad.
You're teaching these people how to wash their hands? What?
Every time I go into a men's room, that is the issue. I'm watching. So if it's I will call people out. It's wash your hands. What the heck are you doing? I have to touch that door after you. What is wrong with you? You monster. Who raised you? No. And on the dehydration, I'm pretty sure that with the YT people, because we don't drink enough water, the wrinkles move from our brain to our skin.
Yes, I believe so. Exactly, Sea Archer. Beer is the water for gammons. Yeah, too much of that and not enough H2O. For goodness, it's H2O. H2O is water. It's been a long time since I've been at school, so chemical formulas is a bit like for me as well. But thank you so much, comrade. Thank you for that. I hope you have a lovely day, my dear.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, we've got Just Me, and I can't see the rest of your username. Just Me, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. So this is the subject today. We're talking about white violence. We know it cannot coexist with black excellence. Just before we get into a conversation with yourself, my dear, guys, we're almost at 80k. Brilliant. I'm going to go a little bit more easier on you. Tap to 90k, okay? Because I know during this conversation we will get to 100. Thank you so much as well, everybody who has sent gifts so far. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. This has been the first time that I've actually been asking for taps and stuff like that. But it does take a lot of emotional labor for me to do these things and I record all of these lives, as some of you guys know. If you don't know, I record them and I put them up on YouTube as well. And they're also available via RSS feed. So you can listen to them on Spotify, just kind of like a little podcast in your ear as well. So if you want to listen back to what you've added on the panel, you're more than welcome to do that too. So thank you so much for tapping up. That's it. Fantastic. We've reached 81,000 likes. Absolutely brilliant. And the gift goals as well have also been reset. So if you can go up there in the middle, you'll see that there's a few gifts there. We're almost at 100 roses again. Oh, look at that. You've achieved the necklaces and the hats as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everybody who's been sending gifts so far. So Just Me, what would you like to add, my dear?
Well, first of all, I would like to just express my profound sadness at the loss of our dear brother. And I also want to express condolences to his family as well, because it's so sad. And one of the brothers mentioned something earlier that was quite poignant. The loss of the black potential, the potential, what he was excellent already. And heaven knows how much further he would have gone and inspired so many more people. It's just that's what gets me, the loss, that's what gets me. So I can only relate it to my own experiences of living in the UK. 'Cause I'm from Barbados, and I lived there for about a couple of years. And when I was working, these people harassed me so much, and they did so many different things for me to make a mistake on the job. They sabotage a lot of my work. And I'm a healthcare worker, I'm a nurse. I work with lives. And they were switching my cards out for me to give the wrong medication. They were doing so many different things. They were putting their own people in danger in order
Jesus. That, I mean, I know that they're fucked up, but that is really bad. The fact that they would literally try to make you look like a bad person than help the people that they're there to help. That is really fucked up.
Exactly. And the putting of their people in danger just to get to me. The harassment was so much that I had I gave up. I said, you know what, I'm not doing this. I live for these people vacation. I'm not doing this. And I left after 2.5 years of working as a nurse in the UK because it was just so much. And when I think about my own potential and how much more I could have done there, and it was such a waste of time, because these people people were trying to get at me. These people who could not read normal saline on a bag. These people were trying to get at me, trying to harass me to make me lose my job. And I eventually left. And it was so terrible. My daughter, when I came back home, my daughter suggested that I do therapy. And I said no. I did not want the therapy because I wanted to live in my rage. Because I was so angry. I wanted to live with this rage because I don't ever want to forgive them for what they've done to me and what they're doing to our people. And this story with Jason hits home in so many ways because of the absolute loss of our people. And they've been doing this for centuries. They stole doctors, they stole philosophers, they stole teachers, they stole healthcare providers. They stole so many of our lives that I want to live in my rage. I'm sad and angry at the same time at what's happened. And I'm not forgiving these people because I'm not a Bible person. I'm not
same.
forgiving.
No forgiveness. None.
No.
Yeah.
And that's.
I think. Sorry. Go on. Continue.
Yeah, and I think that the fact that they keep their feet on our necks so much is that they don't want us to ever have to lift ourselves and achieve what we can, because we know that we are great people. We already know this. Take your foot off our necks and let us be great. But you know what? They think that we are going to be like them and do the same things that they did to us. We don't need that blood on our hands. Just leave us be. Just leave us be. That's the thing about us. Leave us be. Let us live and stop destroying our people. Stop it. And this adds a note of legitimacy to what Meghan Markle was saying, because she too started to become suicidal as well. It adds the legitimacy to what she was saying. And those people need to be punished. They need to be held accountable for what they're doing to our people constantly. It has to stop.
Yeah.
That's just what I want to say. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for saying that. Really, thank you for saying that. It's something that I've also been saying. I've been saying that Black British people, Black Brits are not angry enough, because I believe that the vibration is so low, like along with this confidence thing. I don't know why people aren't angry. Like, it pissed me off at his vigil, right? Beautiful, amazing that it was put together. But where was the anger? I did not see enough anger. I saw people be like, look, and they did the same for Eve Sakila. That shit pissed me off. The man was killed in broad daylight and nobody's been arrested for that still. I am so angry. I am furious about all this kind of stuff. And they keep saying, oh, we're full of love. Shut the fuck up. Literally, shut the fuck up with the love shit. We've always been like that. Where's the rage, God damn it? Where's the anger? Because if we're still doing this love stuff, they still take advantage of it every single time. They sadly take advantage of this man who was just the purest, most loveliest person on the planet. And his biggest crime was maybe he lied about some of the things that happened to himself, by the way, not to anyone else, to himself. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, he's a terrible person. He's terrible. Where's the fucking rage? This is what I'm going to be doing over the next few days. I've had this conversation in one of my comment sections of my videos. It's hard for me because I don't live in the UK anymore. I don't live in the UK, but there's things I'm sure I can do in terms of organisation, because we need to fucking organise. There is literally black Brits are pissing me the fuck off. Like, really, I am so angry. I'm more angry with black people than I am with white people, because white people are doing what white people do. Black people, why are you also being like, oh yeah, we're part of the beans on toast gang? Like, I hate it. It like makes me so angry. It winds me up. So we need to be reminded, black sisters, we've got some amazing people on the panel right now. I also know in the comment section, I know you're behind this shit. It seems to me maybe I'm the only one who's that angry because I'm outside of the bubble and I can see it. So maybe it needs to start with me. Okay, it will start with me. I'll do what I can. But we need to do this kind of stuff. It needs to be a protest. Where's the protest? Oh, we've done a vigil. We got the candle. Where's the protest, for goodness sake? Where's the protest?
Yes,
where's the protest?
rage?
And it needs, where's the rage? And this is the thing, like, this is why I hate this term diaspora wars, because it doesn't exist. However, Black Lives Matter was incredible because we were looking at our Black American cousins, our African American cousins, and we're seeing that's activism, and we followed suit. Black Brits, where is your fire? Where? We only followed. Where is us standing? And this is why they always say shit about us, right? They always say, because they see it, because they're right. Like, we brought up the BAFTAs, and I brought up the BAFTAs. I felt like I was the only person at the time that was like, that man's racist. Not because of his Tourette's, it's because he only had a racial slur towards black people.
Absolutely.
No other people.
Absolutely.
No other people. The man's racist, for goodness sake. But black spirits were like, we understand Tourette's, we understand disabled people because we also have disabilities. Like, that's not it. That's not it. It's not it.
I'm done giving them a pass. I'm done. I'm going to call them out for what they are. You're racist, you're violent, and we need not to be near you. And we need our own spaces, and we have to recognize that whenever we are in whitey spaces, we are going to be harmed. This is the thing. And we cannot go with the lamb mentality. We are not lambs, we are lions. So when these people mess us up, we need to return the same energy.
Absolutely, 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 because it doesn't work any other way. I love seeing videos on here that black people are really standing up for themselves. One of my favorite videos, and this is not just about doing what they do, because we don't have to do it that way. You know me, I use my platform here. I use my voice and I beat them in that way. I use my confidence and I beat them in that way. I use my intelligence and my education and I beat them in that way. And that sends them always running off back into their houses and looking around at all the shit that they haven't achieved, okay? It's also about that, but we also need people on the ground. We need to be doing protests. There's not enough. But I've forgotten my thought, because my thought goes out away from me because I also have ADHD. So, you know, like, guys, this is literally about creating the fire again. If you're finding yourself and the vibration is too low, right, and this does happen, get yourself to the beach somewhere, get yourself to the sea, get yourself to a forest, get yourself to the mountains and recharge your energy. Recharge it. You don't have to go to another country to do it. You just need to be by yourself and summon the energy of your ancestors, summon the energy of me, summon the excellence of Jason Arday. Where our warriors are already here, Lawrence Sam, and they're rising again. I've literally seen it. The warriors are rising again. They are literally here, and they're people like me. We are here. People like you, just me. People like Leanne is here. LB is here. You know, this is literally. We are literally here to help those of you in the Black and Brown community that literally feel. I know you found me. I've seen you. You want to fight. You're ready. You found me in the comment section. It's like, I'm ready to go. Good. And those of you who are struggling, I know that when you come to this space and you find us, you feel recharged and re-energized. I know it. And I'm very grateful that we can at least find each other in here, even in all of our difficulties. Right? Thank you, Susie Sunshine. And yeah, Leanne, we're almost at 100k likes. I'm coming to you next, Leanne. And also you, Kelsa, my two moderators here, so they do get priority, guys. Everybody else on the panel, you'll have to wait while I go to my moderators after this. But you need the fire, guys. Like I said, if you don't have it, you can't find it, please do follow me. If you haven't followed me already, click my plus button. I also have another 3 accounts, because TikTok has shut me down twice already, because you know they don't like my voice because it's too loud and it's too confident and it's too black.
Yes.
Click the follow button, please. Click the follow button. I'm also going to click here as well. So I say hello over here. Please,
and my sister, if I can just say this before I go. The thing about protesting is that we go out there and we shout, we make our concerns voice. And for me, it's an exercise in futility if we just go to make noise and we just go to just show placards. We must call for something for our protest to end. Even if it means resignations, if it means people being held accountable for what they've done, that's what we need to do. Along with the protest, we need to have these things that we want. We have to have those things in place where we say we are not going to stop this protest unless this body resigns or this body leaves or this body issues a public apology or this media house does this or that. We have demands, not just protests. We have demands, and I think that's what we need to add to all of our protests. The demands that finish it, that let these people know we are not messing around.
That's right, my sister. That's right, my sister. I've just followed you, by the way. So I do hope, I do hope that you can come to the black space that I've got tomorrow, because we need more of this. We need more of ideas. We need. This is the thing that I've never been a person that just talks. I do, and there are too many people that just talk, and that shit is like. Shut up, like literally shut up. Like, why are you talking if you're not going to execute? We need people who are going to action this stuff.
That's right.
Like I said, I will do what I can. We will organize as many people as we can to get this shit moving. Who's going to send that email? Who's going to then go and meet people? Who's going to create these meetings? Who's going to do that? I'm happy to be the leader on this. Like, I will do it. But as I said, I'm not in the country. I can do what I can from my laptop, and I'm coming back to the UK in a couple of weeks' time. No, however, when I'm coming back, September something or other, right? So I can organise as much as I can. I will do as much as I can, but I'll also be back again soon. So we need to be on this shit. Thank you so much, Just Me, for saying that. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the fire.
Thank you, my
so
sister.
again, thank you, my sister. So I will post my update tomorrow, what time the live will be. It will probably be 9:30 or 10 a.m. tomorrow. I don't know. Or it might be the same time. I don't know. I know Saturday is a bit like social day, you know, because it's not Friday, so it might be in the morning tomorrow. I don't know. I'll post a status and see where everybody is, but thank you so much. Right, I'm going to go to my lovely Leanne now. Leanne, my darling, how are you doing?
Hey.
Hi.
I just want to like air hug you, but I can't. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. Like, you know, as the days have gone on since his passing, I've found a new kind of just appreciation for Jason, like really and truly. Yeah, just reading about him and learning about him, and just the guy was fucking incredible. Like he really was. He really was. So I'm looking more at the joy that he had, and that's made me feel a bit better. Of course, I'm still crying. You know, it's hard to make content about him. Like the more you read about him, the more difficult it is to accept that he's not in the body anymore, in this planet anymore. But he was too good for this fucking place. Like he was way too good. He was way too good for here. You know, he really was. So yeah, I'm doing all right. How are you doing, my dear, with everything? Obviously, you've got your lovely picture as well of Jason Arday, and you've been holding lives about him too. So how are you doing?
Yeah, I've been doing lives and the petition's going well. So obviously the petition only started out at 5k, then it went to 10k, then it went to 30k, then it went to 50, and now it's gone to 100. So for everyone that doesn't know, there's a current petition that is backed by a lot of parliamentary figures as well. Diane Abbott's the first one. There's a link in my bio, because I know everyone's kind of lazy when it comes to like doing stuff. If you literally just click my name, go into my profile, and the link is right in my bio. And I just checked it when you started this live. We're at 134k. The target is 150, but what I'm seeing is every time they hit the target, they then make the target bigger. So I have a feeling, when it hits 150, it's probably going to then go to 200. Just for context, the public inquiry is what they're demanding into the death of the late professor, and also to reprimand the media as well. And I'm sure you guys have seen within the past 24 hours as well, they're now trying to do the whole slander campaign with Meghan and Harry. And I just need to correct the misinformation about this, because there's two things that have been produced in the last 12 hours. The booklet that they're handing over to the asylum seekers, and then also Harry and Meghan. Yeah, I'm just going to correct the misinformation. Yeah, because I'm pissed. I'm going to do a live about it. So
Yeah.
number
When are
one,
you
the
doing
book.
that? Because I'm going to join. When are you doing it?
I was
Do
thinking
you
to
know?
do it this evening.
Okay.
Hopefully my children, like, they're a bit stuck on me, so I'm hoping bedtime is going to be fine. 7:30 as always is my bedtime with them, and then I'll probably maybe go live at 8. But yeah, so the asylum seekers booklet thing, correction, it's literally like you've been born and you get given a set of rules of the country you live in. That's
It's
literally
crazy.
it. So they weren't just given the booklet about how not to grape and all this other stuff. The booklet literally tells them everything about this country. So
It's
again,
nonsense.
yeah.
For those of you guys don't know, like, please look into this book. It is the most patronizing shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They've basically given rules to these asylum seekers how they should live in the UK. We don't beat our women here. We
Yeah.
don't, and our children. And it's like, excuse me, you do. You do the
Y'all are
most
the
out of
biggest
everybody.
percentage. Like, y'all are the biggest percentage in here. Give the booklet. I would pay money to give the booklet out to the white men here.
Yes.
Like, they're the biggest perpetrators, but we're forgetting that part. But anyway, so that's
nonsense.
that misinformation I had to correct. Second one is Harry and Meghan's return. They're not returning because they now suddenly all of a sudden have decided to live here, guys. So it's either one or I've seen confirmation.
Charlie gonna die. Charlie gonna die. He gonna be in the ground soon. He's
So
gonna be in
obviously
the ground soon.
that's the biggest speculation, that Charles obviously is very sick. He has been sick for I think the past year now. Those of you that are in healthcare, you've seen like the physical symptoms, like his fingers and like his color of his skin and so forth. So that's very blatantly obvious of his downfall of his health. Secondly, it's also to do with there's an upcoming Netflix documentary about the late Diana. So apparently they're coming back to film that. And then obviously they also have involvement with Invictus Games. So they have a couple of meetings here for the Invictus Games. So please, I beg, this whole scrutiny of, oh my gosh, security this and security that. You guys kicked their ass of security when they were leaving. Now all of a sudden, now randomly, it's now a conversation. I don't know. So please, guys, if you hear rubbish, correct the rubbish, because they're not coming here to live. Like, they're genuinely not coming here. They're just coming here for a short period of time to film the Netflix documentary, to do the Invictus Games meetings, to check in on Charles' health and what sort. That's it. So I beg, before you hear white people say rubbish again. But yeah, in terms of the late Professor Arday, because let's get back onto it.
Yeah.
His death personally has affected me a lot. And I hate the fact that it has, but it has. Because his diagnosis of having global developmental delay and autism are the exact same diagnoses my son has. So when I'm seeing the whole, oh yeah, he was mute up until 11, people don't understand special educational needs and don't understand what mute even means. People, like, as we've seen, some stupid black guy has been filming and is on Shade Bar and everywhere else. I went to school with Arday and his brothers and they were all da-da-da. Mute doesn't mean they couldn't talk at all. Like, that's been another thing this week. I need to do a live about like SEN, because people aren't understanding what special educational needs means and how it affects black boys in particularly and how it shows up. So that Jason's death has really got to me, because he literally is, I don't want to say it, but he could be the older version of my own son. So when I'm seeing, oh yeah, my son can achieve, because you don't see any black figures that have autism. You don't in this country. So when I'm thinking of my son every day, that as much as I'm excelling and pushing him education-wise, social-wise, and all this other crap, I can't show my son any black figure that has the exact same conditions as him. And Jason Arday did have that. So anyway, so I'm just trying to, I have a group chat. I know, Fox, how you feel about group chats, but I've come together with a couple of the black people that I surround myself with on TikTok. Yeah. And I've basically had the group chat and said, look, guys, we need to create our own space. We need to host lives. I've made a group chat. Anyone that wants to join it, please just send me a DM. I'll add you to it. But please don't spam. I beg. I can't deal with the, I've seen this, I've seen that. But whoever wants to join and be a part of the black community on TikTok, please just send me a DM. I'll add you in. And my thing is exactly what Fox is doing. Is Fox holds lives particularly on topics and subjects and creating safe spaces. I'm doing the more day-to-day lives of like, okay, this has come out on the news. How do we as the Black community and allies as well, because I'm not restricting it to just Black people, but allies as well. How do we feel about this topic? Okay, how do we feel about anti-Blackness within the Asian community? How do we feel about those the Black people that have interracial relations? I'm the more day-to-day topics, whereas Fox covers the bigger topics. So yeah, anyone that wants to join the group chat, let me know. As I said, please don't spam, because the notifications already I get on this app is too much with the drama. But yeah, me and Fox, we're trying our best. There's other people as well on this app, like who else I'm thinking? Black History UK. If you guys don't follow Black History UK, I need to follow. Yeah, he's amazing. On my life, he's amazing. Like, he's a young Black boy, really long dreads. And I can't lie, the man is information up from head to toe. He has a lot of lives, because as we all know, the diaspora wars between Black America, African America, UK, we all know, the FBA crap. So he dissects all of those quote unquote FBA people a lot on this panel. He dives into Caribbean history and culture, because as I said, I'm African, of course, so I have more knowledge with African slavery and so forth, even though my partner's Caribbean, so I know more about the French Caribbean, which people don't talk about at all, like Haiti, Martinique, Guadeloupe. I have a lot of history on that too. But people, even yesterday, we was all in a live together, and people don't know about how the Irish enslaved certain Caribbean islands. But they don't want to talk about that, because obviously Irish are also oppressed too. So that's what I'm saying. There's conversations that need to be had on this app, because people say, oh, it's just TikTok. Oh yeah, this is another thing. For anyone that says on this app, oh, it's just TikTok, please tell them the same. Let me apply the same rhetoric. The British media are just newspapers and a bunch of cameras to the Professor Arday. It was just a bunch of newspapers. Are we going to go for that same rhetoric? And another thing, or my last thing, then I'm going to shut up. Actually, no, I'm going to talk about the live, then I'll shut up. Please, if you see anyone called Jason, please correct them. His name is Professor. He is Professor Doctor
Jason Arday. Yes, the full
I need to die and change my DP. Yeah, his name is Professor. Let's respect the man. He got that title. Let's respect the title, because I'm seeing a lot of. I've had so many ads. Oh, rest the piss, Jason. No. His name is not Jason. His name is Professor.
That's right. If you're going to insult him
correctly.
Use his correctly. Exactly. Use his full name.
He's not just any man that was gallivanting Cambridge for a few years. You know, my guy was literally housed in Cambridge for multiple years. Don't do that to my friend now.
Exactly. Like the guy was ridiculously, he was a genius. He was a fucking genius. Like, really, like, looking, I don't know if anyone's been to the wiki page yet, but it is astounding. I also hate it because it's full of the Guardian bullshit. Like, they've rather referenced from the Guardian rather than from his own literature directly. And this is what's annoying. Even the page about Eve Sakila is the same, and you know as well, Leanne, because you've read it too. It's like the things about the Irish Mirror saying all this bullshit about him. They put that also in the resource. So, you know, these things are terrible. I've tried to edit a wiki page. I don't know if I actually did get approved to edit a wiki page before, but we need to do it more, guys.
Yeah.
We need to actually, we need to go.
Clicked on his wiki, I'll be honest, because I know I'm going to get angry.
You will get angry. So when you're ready, please do go and read it. But if you can, like, please do the referencing correctly and do challenge Wikipedia pages, because it's awful. I've talked to you guys here a lot about AI. AI is not even telling the right information. I checked it a few days ago when I was doing one of my first videos on Jason, and it told me that Jason was still alive. It did. Let me show it again for the people. I think I've showed it like so many times, but I have to show it again because it really was so like, what the fuck? This is what happens, and this is why you can't trust these Neanderthals with this kind of technology, because, so what I put in is because I said, please write I didn't say please, I don't talk to the AI with politeness, it's fucking AI. I said, write a SEO description for TikTok about the death of Jason Arday, holding people responsible for reading articles and bullying him with the comments. And this is what it came back and said. Let me just put the camera around. Yeah. It said, whoopsie. To clarify an important factual detail before diving into the options, Professor Jason Arday is a lie.
Jesus have mercy upon my soul.
Yeah. This is with Gemini Flash. Like, I just used the default Gemini. That's what it said. It said that he was
Gemini
alive.
is Google, isn't it? Gemini is
Yes.
Google phones, yeah.
Yes, it is. It's Android. Android Google. Yes, that's what it said.
He
That's what
became
it said.
famous worldwide as the youngest black professors after overcoming severe childhood developmental challenges. But that sentence is even going to piss me off because
Piss you off.
the autism didn't disappear. He still had I'll do a live about special educational needs because that thing there is gonna irate me. See, the thing about protests, I was thinking about it, but then I listened to it was either his wife or his sister that was doing the speech at the vigil, and she basically said because they're such a small, tight-knit family, because obviously Jason was married and he also has children, and I know the immediate family is very, very small. So she was basically saying if anyone does anything, they don't champion it. They're not what did she say? I can't remember word for word, but she was basically saying we're really small. There's been an influx of like media trying to get them So if anyone does anything and they say that they're representing on behalf of Professor Arday, they're not putting their name to it. And that's what I was like, oh, okay, then maybe
So
I
we
shouldn't.
need to. No, but we do need to. This is literally about protecting the future of black academics or any smart black people. So maybe it might not be about him, but it will be about protecting the future. So we would have to do it in a very global way. In a global way.
So like a Black Lives Matter type of thing.
Exactly. And talking about Meghan as part of the situation, and this is what we're trying to do, is making sure that we are protecting ourselves from harassment. So that's good that you said that, and that's good that you know that, so we can actually add that in. It is just protecting and also of course of the being on the spectrum too. That's highly important. So we need to make sure that we are advocating for those in the SEND community as well.
September might be a good month. I'm thinking about it because, as we all know, October is the quote unquote token Black History Month. But I'm thinking, do we coin into the token month, or do we do something just before it starts? I don't know.
Let's chat about that on some separate lives. We can come with some ideas together, because of course we need to come together and actually understand where we're going. And like It's Just Me has said, is like we really need to have the demands written down. Like there's a lot of work we need to do, and then of course it comes down to the promotion of how we're gonna push that out. So let's talk about that another day. But is there anything else that you want to add, my lovely? Of course, as moderator, you're welcome to pop up anytime. Anything else you want to add?
I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say tap the screen if you guys haven't already. We're at 109. Whoop whoop, because I said as soon as I entered, the target is 100. Okay, I'm gonna put some more pressure. The target is now 150. It's now 150. I don't know how long Fox is gonna
until my battery dies.
Yeah,
I got 50% battery, so we can probably do it. Yeah.
Than that. So
it's normally on the struggle at the end. I'm like,
no. My phone just said I have 20%. See what? But yeah, the new target is 150. If you guys don't already, click Fox's profile picture in the top left-hand corner. She's got a gift goal. If you guys don't understand what that all means, because I know TikTok can be like, the terminology is a bit weird. So if you click Fox's face, you'll see her profile quickly pop up, and then you'll see a bunch of gifts basically like in a pink thing. If you click it, there's literally like roses, there's like a donut, I can't remember off my head, but there's stuff like that. It's not that much, to be honest. It's whatever you can give. It's not by force. And then she also has an orange heart next to her name if you haven't joined her community. If you click it to join, it literally is just 1 coin, which is, I think, is less than a p off my head. Yeah. Less than 1p. Click it and you join Fox's community. And every time you go into Fox's live, it boosts up you and Fox's relationship on TikTok, and you also get notifications when Fox goes live. What else am I thinking? We're at 105 people in the room. Thank you again. If you could share it out to as many Black people and as many allies as possible, please share it out, repost it, which is in the bottom right hand corner. Where is that button again? Yeah, it's the arrow at the bottom right. If that's to share the live out to all of your people, them that you follow and people that follow you too. If anyone resonates with you on the panel, don't forget you can gift them, you can like them, you can follow them as well. But yeah, we need to create our own spaces rather than thinking that the allies and white people can hold lives for us and we keep going in there and we keep relying on them. No. Especially after what we've done this weekend. Hell to the no.
Exactamundo. Exactamundo.
But yeah, if you don't, Fox does a lot of amazing lives. Like, she doesn't go live every day, but she will put it up in her program on her TikTok page. She'll say like what time she's going live, because Fox is in a different time zone. So sometimes it's really early at like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you're on your way to work or if you're waking up from school run, I listen to Fox in the background and I try and moderate. And then those of you that don't catch it, you can listen to it after. And then she also uploads it on other platforms too. But yeah, like I'd say on this app, I'd say it's Fox, it's me, Rebel, I think Rebel's not here. Rebel 2, and then Tiz as well is a big one.
Yes, Tiz is great.
I don't think Tiz is here, but yeah, DJ
he was
Tiz
here right at the
Talks.
beginning. Yeah, he was the first person that came up, bless him. Yes.
Oh,
yeah, he was
damn.
here.
Lola, I'm looking at you down there, Madame LB. She's here.
I'm waiting for her lives. I'm waiting for her lives. I'm waiting for Mimi as well. You know, every time I put the pressure on.
Yeah.
Lola, we're coming to you soon, my sister. We're coming to you soon. We're coming to you. But yeah, every single time, please, we need more Black brothers and sisters. Thank you so much. Thank you for getting those gifts. Thank you. You know, again, like Leanne said, please gift up on the panel as well. If you're appreciating whatever people are saying too, please do that. As Leanne said, let's push to 150k. That would be really much appreciated. So again, guys, Black people, we need more Black voices. We need more positive Black spaces. You guys know we probably have the same algorithm. There's too many Black men on this app now saying that Black people could be racist too. We need to be more friends with white people. Like, that shit is too much. It's too much. And so it must feel like there's hardly any spaces where we can have these conversations. But just know that I'm here and Leanne is here. You know, we have the lives a lot of the time. Like, you know, Rebel as well also has lives, and Tiz also does as well. But we are very much here. Me personally, and Leanne's as well, we do talk about the politics and we do talk about Blackness and global majority issues in bigger depth as well. Yeah, Feral Girl, you've noticed that. Yeah, they're letting the side down on that front. So yeah, anytime you want to pop up, Leanne, please do. Okay, we've got Dams Monroe now, please. Dams, you've been very patient. Thank you so much for waiting all this time. Thank you.
Yeah. I just want to say, I do want to say thank you for giving at least Black people this kind of platform for us to be able to not just speak up, but making sure that our voices are not suppressed.
How are you? I really find you.
Please don't interrupt me, Lisa. Someone else is speaking.
Just to make sure that our voices are not suppressed. And I've observed this pattern of behavior. A lot of these zero brain cells, YT people, going from one Black platform to another with multiple fake accounts, writing the same thing. A lot of them with a lot of spelling mistakes even. Like, you cannot spell, you cannot, even express yourself in the language that you invented, because it makes no sense to me. And then you're going from one platform to another, saying a whole lot of rubbish. Like, can you not, I think you should spend that energy and time in going back to your English classes to learn how to spell, number one, to learn how to express yourself, and to learn how to get a job. A lot of you, you're all benefit fraudsters. You come here and start shouting and stuff like that. Because a lot of them are like, oh, Jason lied, Jason this. What evidence do we even have to say that he lied and stuff like that? Because when you're claiming your benefits, when you're committing benefit fraud, it's okay, right? Don't we all lie? Like, I don't understand what is wrong with some of these YT people. They're so delusional. Like, I don't understand. And you guys are just having balls with your fake accounts. Especially, I know he's probably 140 years old man, obese and does not have a life, sat in front of his he doesn't even have a Wi-Fi. He has a dongle that he has to pay £5 every time he needs to come on the internet, right? That's the only way he can seek his daily dose of validation on the internet. A lot of you guys need help. I was on a live with a pair mom the other day, and we're talking about how Jason Arday was hounded, and this has led to his unaliving. Do you know these people had the gumption, the audacity to come on this live and start trying to water down what has actually happened? Saying that, it's the kids, they were trying to get rid of Cambridge, they were trying to get, just deflating from the fact that somebody has actually
They
someone
can't
has
even get
actually
into. They can't even spell Cambridge, let alone want to get into it. They literally have no chance of being anywhere. They probably don't even have never even visited the city of Cambridge themselves yet, let alone the university. Like,
the
what?
fact that
It's stupid.
this has actually led to somebody unaliving themselves. Like, I don't understand what you're trying to justify. What has Cambridge got to do with it? I said to the guy, Cambridge will be here for the next 100 years, but Jason is not here tomorrow. He's not here next week. He's not here next month. He's not here next week. So what are you trying to justify? I don't understand. Some of them just come on the internet. Zero
This is the problem with these people, right? They've never put the word Cambridge in their mouth before this situation. It's much like us talking about the Tourette's and coprolalia situation earlier. They just have to go to the Google because they want to be right, because they're never right about anything. And so when they've got something, they're like, oh my God, let me find out as much information as I can because, I need to feel smarter than a black person because every day I'm a black person, people in my life, that black people are always smarter than me. And that's all they're doing. And what they're doing is they are defending whiteness, because Cambridge literally is the definition of whiteness. It is a Zionist institution.
Look,
We are very
I don't
clear of that
understand.
now.
And then you have that idiot, Nathan Copperness, going on Twitter. Oh, the vigil for Jason Arday.
He made it about himself.
Look at the way he tried to censor it, saying that, oh, you believe some people are going to come hound him. They're going to come attack him physically. And I'm just like, is this man really mentally stable? Like, how is he all about you? Like, you just look like you need a bit of sun. You're so pale. You need to go on holiday. You need to do something with your life, because I don't understand why you have so much energy. Even this man has died. You're still trying so hard to
be relevant.
Yeah,
To be relevant.
I really do not understand. Look at him. He looks like he lacks vitamin D or something. He needs a bit of sun in his life. I don't understand why you have this energy for something. And then when I was speaking, every time I had this idiot that's been hounding me on this app as well, is calling me angry black woman. I was like, so every time I express myself, I'm angry. But when you are going on your racist rampage, you don't have you have the right to do that. But when I want to speak back, I don't have the right. Are you okay in the head? And
they're not okay in the head.
If any of you have the balls in real life, I want to see somebody try something physically. Then you will know what kind of angry woman I can be. You know how angry I can get. If you have the gumption, if you have the balls to want to try it, to want to come physically, then you will know how angry I can get. I will show you the Nigerian Ghanaian in me. I will show you. Because a lot of you just have energy on the internet, but you don't have none, zoosh, in real life.
Seriously, every time I've come back to the UK, I have been preparing myself to fight with these people. Literally, I'm just like, when is it coming? When is it happen? Just one of you try me. If you think that I'm different offline, you'll be laughing. But you'll be laughing and crying when you go home and realise that it's over for you. It is literally over.
We as a community as well, I would say we really need to unite, because we don't want this. We don't want another Jason Arday tomorrow, because that could be my son, that could be my brother, that could be my sister tomorrow. We really need to fight it. This is not the time to talk, no action. We really need to put in the action. Some people need to lose their jobs. I can see what one of our black sisters is doing, attacking one of these big newspaper brands, saying that one of their finger needs to resign. We need to push for things like that, because it is not right for people in 2026 to be pushing certain narratives when we have the young generation of black kids coming up. They are going to have to face the things that our older generation did not fight for. We need to fight it, so that the next generation do not have to go through the certain things that we went through. We need to pave the way. It ends with us. It ends with me. It ends with her mom. It ends with Pop. It ends with everybody. This is not a time for us to be quiet. Because we need to start pushing for a society where our children don't have to live in fear of wearing hoodies, because someone will have an assumption that they're thieves, that they are gang members, that they're this. Children should have the ability to be able to express themselves. You cannot try to suppress me culturally. You cannot try to suppress me in society and then try to suppress the way I dress, the way I talk, the way I express myself. Do not do that to me. Do not. I have the right, just as you have the right to express yourself with your racist antics. I also have the right to speak up. I mean, I find it, and then I just find it annoying as well. Some of these BLK people that like to glorify these people. Stop it. A lot of
Stop
our black
it.
men, a lot of our black men that come on this app, right? Because you've had one relationship with a black woman that hasn't worked out. Oh, black women are this, black women are that. Oh, white women are this, glorifying them. Why are you glorifying them? You're just making yourself look like the bottom barrel. Like, it makes no sense. You men, especially African men, you need to wake up. You need to wake up. These people will always benefit from their white privileges. You cannot benefit from it. You cannot benefit from it. That is why that idiot in America, God rest his soul, was murdered by his whitey girlfriend, but he went on Twitter saying a whole lot about black women. But look at what has happened to the people, to the person they chose. We need to do better as a society. We need to do better. It ends with us. I'm sorry to say, it actually needs to end. Old people to account. I'm sorry to use this language, and some people have been saying I use it a lot. All these Uncle Toms and Auntie Jemima in our communities, we need to get rid of them. All these
They are exiled.
Folks,
They're gone already.
All these older folks in our communities that is all about, oh, peace, peace, peace. I'm sorry, I'm a Christian. When it's time to fight, I will fight. Because this even folks, let's even use Nigeria as an example. Do you know this whole Muslim unaliving Christian thing? It goes back to our colonial masters because they left power to the north, and then the north continued to use it as an opportunity to suppress the Christian south. We need to do better. Christians, you need to pick up your weapons. You need to fight back. This is not the time to be docile. This is not the time to be quiet. We need to fight back. The black community also, in the UK, we need to fight. I want to do so much more because we don't want our children facing this. They don't have. We shouldn't bring children into this world. And old world, they have to fight to be somebody in the society. Then they get there, one person will start hounding them. Oh, you lied. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did that. No, we shouldn't do that. Please.
Chat. Why have you not been gifting up the beautiful, powerful black women we have heard today? Fire from Dam, fire always from Leanne, fire from It's Me. Where are your gifts to the black women who are leading this shit clearly? Because a lot of us are on this app a lot of the time. Who are the ones who are always coming with the fire? Black women. We have always been this way historically. Queen Amarenas, Queen Nefertiti, Queen Nzinga. All of our black queens have always been on the front line fighting for our people and our civilizations. We fought back the Europeans many times. We did that and we continue to do that today. You always come here because you always understand and feel the black woman's strength, power and tenacity, because we don't fuck around when it comes to this kind of shit. We are not busy hugging up with our colonizer and hugging up with our oppressor, because we see it. We see this very clearly. We see what we have to do, and we're making sure that we protect future generations as everybody else recognizes this and that. Dam has so well expressed. Asantiwa, thank you. The black queens have always been here, and they are through us as well in this next generation of women. Because we know. Let me finish this point first. White violence cannot coexist with black excellence. It is very, very, very clear on this. And so black people in the chat, you must be on board with this organization. You must be on board with this fire. Because as Dams has said, and as we have said, there are people that are completely exiled, right? Stop hanging around with these people. Stop speaking about these people. They're done for. Spend more of your time and energy with the people that know what the fuck is going on. Too many of you are too distracted by this and you're like, it's entertainment. It's not fucking entertainment because it's people's lives. It was Jason's life because you let that shit slip. Jason lost his life. Eve Sakila lost his life. There are so many black people that have lost their lives because of this, because of white narcissism, because of the way that they hound us and what they do to us. It ends with us, and that's very well said, Dams. Dams, last point, and then otherwise I'm going to move to LB.
Okay, all I just want to say is that, folks, since a lot of our men are not going to stand up, I'm not saying we don't have black brothers that speak up. This revolution, for every revolution that has ever happened, is because women spoke up. This is the time for black queens, black mothers, black sisters, black cousins, nieces. Everybody needs to stand up. Because like the Queen of Tantewa did when the men were very docile and scared to fight the British. What did she do? She got the women together and they fought the British. So if our men are not going to do it and they continue to lay with these people, we as women, we are going to stand up because we are sacred. We bring life. We bring so many things to this society. So if our men are not going to stand up, women, we are going to use our voice, we are going to use our hands, we are going to use our legs. I will, like I always say, I will continue to shout, I will continue to bark, I will continue to be loud until something is done. Okay, I will continue to do that. So if you men cannot stand up for once and speak up, I will speak up, and other women, other black women, not just any other women, black women will speak up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dams. Thank you. I've also followed you. Please do join the Black Conversation tomorrow. Please. This is an amazing conversation. I love it when my beautiful black queens come by. I fucking love it. Thank you. LB, my darling, how are you, my sister?
Hey sis, how are you? Hey,
Yes. Like I said to Leanne, it's been very much like this, but now I am up. My sisters, you guys here are giving me energy. You're giving me life. Like all of this makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. So how are you, my sister? How are you coping? Where are you at?
I'm good. I wasn't able to make it to the visual, but the whole thing has just been triggering, the whole attack and everything. Even though the main guy, I can't remember the YT man, the J guy, has been,
Nathan Koffness.
Yes, has been fired, or not fired, but let down. The fact
Suspended. Suspended doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
He'll be back.
The fact that even that statement to tell us he had been suspended and there was no form of like remembrance to Jason, it just goes to show there's no form of guilt. So we must continue to obviously positively push Jason's work out there. Professor Doctor Jason's work out there. And yeah, because they're not going to do it. They want to turn him into something else. They want to put plagiarism before his name. And that's what happens when the black community tries to achieve. That's what happens in the presence of black excellence. You know, and the prompt says like white violence cannot coexist. But I would say that white violence increases in the presence of black excellence. And that's what we need to remember. We always need to remember history, because what they did before, they're going to do it again, and they're doing it today. They have a pattern and they're going to stick to that pattern. They might devise new ways, new forms, might add tech or AI, but they're still consistent when it comes to their rage and hate against our community. And just things like Tulsa Massacre and Black Wall Street, when we rise, when we achieve, when we talk about black excellence, that is when their violence increases, and we need to prepare for that. We need to understand that. And when the black community doesn't understand that, fair enough, a lot of us don't want to carry that rage. I do. I have that rage, because if you're not angry, then you don't understand to the full extent what is happening to our community and what has happened, and the implication and the setback that has happened to our community. But obviously some people don't have the capacity to always hold that rage. So people that can use their voices, which you're doing, is so important to our community, because if you don't, who will? Right? So yeah, we need to continue speaking about it, because they want us to be silenced. Every time we try to achieve, they want us to drown our voices. Even black people in our community that deal with MH or mental health, like, we don't have the privilege of having Tourette's and still having empathy or sympathy like they do. So they don't even allow us to have that. The normal thing that affects their community is weaponized for our community. Like, they don't allow it. They didn't care that Professor Jason Arday was autistic. They didn't care. They didn't think about that before all the public media.
No, because he was still smart, and he was still excellent, and he was still all these things. And this has always been a black person's problem, is that if we are still funny, like I talked about this as part of my depression, was that because I was still laughing and I was still joking and I'm still being the comedian, it's like, oh well, look at her, she's great. I can still be jealous of her, I can still hate her. Like, oh okay, but I'm still really struggling with my mental health. Okay, but I can't experience both things. I can't be depressed and funny. And you also start getting annoyed at me because you still see the best part of me and you still don't like that part. These people are not here to be understood. We're here to be understood, but to understand the depth of how evil they are. When people are still doing this softly, oh, not all white people are like this, not all English people are like this. Excuse me, Too many are. And that's why it is all until it's none. That's why. You cannot trust. They've shown that they can't be trusted. They've shown that they don't fight hard enough for our rights. It's just a lot of show. It's just for show, a lot of it. Like I always bring up in COVID, they were just, people were a bit bored back then, weren't they? They were bored. So that's why they post the black square and they, they pretend for one day that they've, I hate bringing my personal situation, but I'm going to do this right now. I talked about a long time ago, my old friend that I had during BLM, she bought me a book. It was written, and let me show it to you guys actually what she bought me, because the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'll explain the full story, but 1 minute. Ow, my earrings just got twisted. I'll explain the full story, but 1 minute. She bought me this book, right? And it's a fantastic book. If you don't know it, you should buy it because it's exceptional. It's a really good book.
Lawrence, you've got feedback.
Hold on. Who's talking?
Lawrence, you've got feedback. Yeah,
okay, hold on. Yeah. So this book is called, I don't know if my camera's probably the wrong way around, but it's called Heart Talk by Cleo Wade. It's poetic wisdom for a better life. It's brilliant. It's literally just like really big writing because I love it because ADHD and stuff. And it's all little sort of quotes and obviously I've bookmarked so many. I haven't actually looked into it for a long time, but this really did help me with my mental. It helped me with my mental state a lot. And she bought this for me, 2020. I was like, great, fantastic. Yes, poetic wisdom for a better life. I'm glad you like that, Pear Mum. And I was like, oh, this is lovely. I feel really, Heart Talk by Cleo Wade. Okay, I really highly recommend this book. It is amazing. She's a black woman that's written this. And it's really, 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 really a lovely book. Lovely book. So she bought me this and I thought, oh, do you know what? That's really nice. It seems like she sees me, because a lot of my white friends at that time didn't. And then a couple of years go by, we're still friends. And remember I told the story, Leanne, about my old friends who came for my 40th birthday and then they just... Yes. Yeah. So some of you guys were here during the story. I won't repeat it, but basically it ended up being a lot of my university friends from 20 years were just shit. They were jealous when they came to visit me here. But one of my friends, actually, she was really good. And this is the same woman I'm talking about, by the way. She was one of two white girls who came. Everybody else was Asian descent or brown. But she was one of two white girls who came, white women, sorry, not girls. And after all that shit happened with that main group of friends, I just said, oh, by the way, when I was talking, I wasn't talking about you, obviously, I was talking about this main group. She was like, yeah. And I messaged her a few times after then, and I just looked back only a couple of days ago, and she hadn't replied to any of my messages. I probably messaged her 3 times and she hadn't replied. Only did she message me in the last few days, and I'm talking, remember, this happened 2 years ago, okay? Almost 3 years ago. She messaged me saying, oh, I'm back in our old neighbourhood and I thought of you and I wondered how you are. Archived. She's archived. Don't think you can come and pick up your black friend just because you've just remembered in that time. When I messaged you to see how you are and la 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 la, you can't pick up and drop a black woman whenever you want. And I found that to be quite a trend, actually, that when they really want to connect with blackness or their ethnic friend, all of a sudden they'll remember you. Don't bite black people. Don't bite brown people. It is their tactic because they think that you're always going to be there. Don't do that. And this is our problem a lot of time because we are so friendly and because we are wanting to connect with many people as possible. I used to do that. I used to be like, yeah, it's so good to hear from you. Took me too many years to learn that it's not right though. And yeah, exactly. They still want to look like an ally. I read it like it was written an alley, like an alleyway. An ally. Yeah, exactly. So don't let them use you, but this is still a great book recommendation. LB, is there anything else you want to add, my lovely?
No, but that was it. I think you said on your live, was it yesterday's live, that they don't know when to stop. They'll keep going. So understanding the full extent of what these people will go to would prepare us, not making excuses and saying, oh, they're just, some are good. No, you need to follow history. That's why you need to have the knowledge so you'll gain up. But yeah, those spaces that you recommended, that Leanne spoke about, is so important for us because we need spaces offline where we can also speak. That's not in their presence. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. That's important too. So, yeah, I've said that I would like to build up my Saturday lives and so we can then move them to offline. But if there's a way to do that sooner, I would try and investigate on how to do that because I'm not entirely sure right now. But yeah, definitely. It needs to be done. Right, thank you so much, LB. I'm going to move now to Devout Kelvin. I think this is going to be the last lot of people, I think, guys. Please keep tapping to 150. That's what we're trying to get to, guys. Please do tap up on the screen. Also, in terms of gift goals, there is one, it looks like a kind of like a really cool stringed instrument as well. So I just need one person, just one person, because I got two, which was really lovely. So one person to send a gift, and it will be 3 out of 3, and that would be really lovely if you could send and we get to that goal. But yeah, otherwise, please do tap because we're trying to get to 150k likes, because of course what that does do, as we've all mentioned, is that it pushes this conversation to the algorithm and brings more people. So now we have, who did I say was next at the bottom? Yeah, Devout Kelvin. Devout, how are you, darling?
You know, folks, everything's been going great, and I'm just down here enjoying the show and the conversation and how wonderful the panelists here, they craft their communication and perfectly situate the right words for the discourse. But you see, we will continue in this path, maybe the next generation, and then it repeats itself as a cycle. It's almost
Yes.
like being in a Bermuda Triangle, and then the water keeps spiraling, and it doesn't change the shape how the water spirals there, because it has become a centrifugal part of how things should be in the Bermuda Triangle, unless there is a tectonic force that should change something there. What am I trying to say? Fox, you see, you are very intellectual, and the panelists here who contribute to your profiled platform, they are equally intellectual. I've heard a lot of distinguished way of situating the problem. But if you have time, I would want for you to type this word before I continue: heredity. If you have time, type the word heredity, and read it out loud what it means, and then I will continue with the direction of my discourse or my argument, so that it fits very well what I want to carry out for the listeners who are down there on the FYP or
Oh,
those who are upstairs.
heredity, not hereditary.
No,
Which word?
heredity.
Heredity. Okay. So I don't think I've even heard this word myself. Hold on. Let me get it. Yeah.
Heredity. So H for
Yeah.
highness, E for excellence,
Yeah.
R for
I got it.
royalty, E for excellence, D for
Okay.
dignity. You got it, right?
Yes, yes. So the passing on of physical or mental characteristics genetically from one generation to another, a person's ancestry, the inheritance of type. I don't think that's the last definition, but yes, the characteristics given from parent to child through genes.
Okay, so one will ask the question, or if you were to ask me, Fox, that Kelvin, why this word? You know, this word is the reason why we need to sit down as Black people and have a lot of our people studying psychology and anthropology. You know, if I have a platform, I will have to break things down so that we understand what world we find ourselves in, as far as working ourselves out of the mental playbook of these whites who are currently having all of us at the neck choke. Heredity is because just look at the things that they took our forebears through. You know, when they came to Africa, we were having a solid community. We were having our kinship, our culture, everything in order. They disperse it. They move somebody to Venezuela. They move somebody to Jamaica. They move some people to Argentina, who later rejected the whole Black caucus, killed A chunk
Yep.
of after slavery, Argentina was the one place that a lot of blacks were killed. They moved our people to Cuba and a host of others. So if you understand why heredity is in the picture, you understand it this way. When our forebears moved to UK before the 16th, 17th, 18th century, they were there in pain. Imagine you have royalty and you were moved from your royalness into a sugarcane farm, and then you have to work with other slaves who have been picked from other African countries who, by the cultural settings that we have, should respect order and get things going. But this time you are all slaves. Nobody cares for nobody. And the tyranny that our forebears went through, raising homes in this atmosphere, was full of pain. And it's the reason why blacks, we are not by nature angry people. We are not by nature full of hurt. We are not by nature full of pain. It is what they have taken us through that has naturally corrupted these things into our DNA. So across the generations, across the centuries, we have given birth to kids who come out naturally with anger problems.
Yes, it's true.
And despite our creativity, our intelligence, it comes also with this thing. And they keep stoking it with these kind of Jason are these problems, just to remind us that we will take you back so you'll be more angry, so that the story will not be properly heard. This is the story that if it had happened to our people, do you know what they do? They petition the mayor, they petition the parliament, they go through the legal route and then sue the state, sue Oxford University, ask for a total blackout of Oxford University and any attendant programs that links itself to black excellence. We will cancel out all these. If they were able to cancel a black dude who was doing so well in the person of Kanye West, who before they canceled him was worth 7.3 billion, he had zero by which time they canceled him. Why? Because he went out and vented and said, I know what you guys are capable of. This is what you do. We will never have a voice unless we have a community.
Yeah, it's true.
Unless
I'm not sure if I agree with the Kanye West reference. I mean, anyone who puts up a Nazi salute is not going to be on the same with me. But I understand the point you're making in certain things that he has said. Of course, going back to he was the first person on TV that called up Donald Trump, right, back in the day, on that with Mike Myers.
I'm
He was
only
like, Donald Trump hates black people.
I'm only using his angle that situates to the discourse. You know, the angle that when they think that they can take you from 100 to 0, they do it without any regret. They can do it with little effort because they so desire to do that. Why? Because they have realized across the centuries that we do not have a community. Our forebears were taken to Jamaica. They were bullied. They were made to feel pain. They gave birth to generations full of pain. I mean, come on. Your father will have to go to the sugarcane farm, work for, if it is 24 hours, they work your father's ass off. And then when he comes home, how do you expect your father to be that happy to give your mother the kind of tenderness that allows a woman with all the hormonal changes that we know women to go through and give birth under calmness? So everything about us, these people try to mess it up. Everything about us, they mess it up. Everything about us, they mess it up. So what do we do now?
This is why it's about the confidence and finding that again and separating ourselves. And thank you for the correction in the comment section, Naomi, who, yes, it was George Bush, not Donald Trump. This is literally about separating ourselves from the colonizer. If you can move away, please do. Conversations, don't center yourself around them. Let them come to you. If they are in your space, they're there to listen. If they are there, they should be on their own decolonization journey. Like, that's it. It should be so simple. But the problem is that, you know, we've talked a lot about this, especially over the last week or so, about safe spaces. And, you know, for me, it's very, very important to have that safe space, especially on TikTok, because most of this, I mean, the whole fucking world seems to be right wing. So it's important for us at least to have somewhere where we can at least talk, because they can talk wherever they want. Why are you allowing them to come into our spaces? So protecting yourself, protecting your energy, protecting your mental health, protecting who you are as a person. Don't let anybody convince you that you're something or not. How well do you know yourself? Don't argue with these people. You know, these idiots always come along and say, well, you're not this or you're not that. I say, well, what the fuck are you then? Don't tell me what I'm not. Tell me who you are. And they've got nothing to say because they've got no bloody identity. They haven't done half the shit that we've done or managed to achieve as people because they can't compete with black excellence. Always ask them what they've done. Like, I have a video on this profile. And I'm literally like, Jason Arday did da-da-da-da-da. And while he was doing that, what were you doing? All my questions to English people is, what were you doing? What were you doing? What were you doing? And you know what they say in the comment section? What were you doing? Like, back to me. Because they haven't achieved anything. They haven't done a single damn thing. They've done nothing.
Just
and
imagine,
even before,
folks.
even before though, I even had another video on my old account saying, they're trying to tell me that I'm English. I'm like, I'm not English. I'm British, but I'm still trying to work. Oh, no, sorry. What's British culture? You know, it's a big question, right? British culture. We've all asked the question. And I asked them back then, what is British culture? And their reply is, well, what's yours? Because they don't know. They literally don't know. Like, don't ask me. I don't have a culture because I'm heavily colonized. Listen to the accent. I'm Nigerian and Caribbean, but I haven't really spent much time with my extended family, unfortunately. So I'm learning. But at the same time, my main thing is I am decolonizing and I'm reading and I'm talking to my family as and when I feel energetically called to. Because I think I'm on a different plan to actually than actually going back to my roots. So why the fuck are you asking us? Because they don't know. They don't have anything. Again, fallen angel. So why are you here? Then leave. Where on TikTok?
You know, folks, to wrap it up.
On TikTok. Like, why am I on TikTok? Because, what? Fallen angel. Do you want to add some words to that sentence? Where do you think I am? I'm on TikTok. I'm on your phone. Close the window and go somewhere else. Then I won't be here anymore, will I?
Folks, to wrap it up.
You don't need to block Fallen Angel unless he said something offensive. It's not necessary. He's just being a very sensitive little soul down there. Calvin, please, last point so we can move to the next.
To wrap it up, folks. To wrap it up, folks. I think the best way to fight this is economic emancipation and mental emancipation. We need to put ourselves in cells and work our way out, just as the Jewish have shown us the blueprint. Just look at how Hitler killed them, but then they managed to fight back. We can also fight back economically. We have to support ourselves in that regard, and we should be intentional about that. We need to ask ourselves, what programs is it that when we get in, we can reprogram our mental state as far as dealing with all the confusion that they have set around us, because they have several tendons and manuscript structures that always trapped our thought into thinking that without them, we are no saviors of ourselves. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you so much. I saw that you tried to come on my live the other day, but then I changed account. Hopefully, do you follow? Yeah, do you follow this one or my other one?
I'll do that.
Yeah, please make sure you follow, because I think I lost you from when I moved over to the other one, because I didn't come back to the same. Yeah, my bad. I didn't go to the same one, and sometimes it doesn't show that I'm in the live. So make sure, please, that you're following this account, and then also, guys in the chat as well, please make sure you're following that one that I've just messaged now in the comment section. Okay. Please click follow that one and follow that one. And also after this, I'm going to be doing some free tarot reading, guys. For those who are interested, I'm going to be on for 30 minutes and we're going to do some tarot. So thank you so much, Kelvin. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, Pear Mum, we finally got to you. How are you? Pear, my darling. Oh, your signal's gone down. All of a sudden, since you...
Hi. Hello. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, your signal is very low. Like,
Can you hear me?
It's gone to 1 bar, so we'll try and see if we can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, gosh. Right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Kind of?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Thank you so much, Fox. I know you're wrapping up. Thanks so much. I'll just add, this prompt is really poignant. I think, it's just a lot. It's a lot because with George Floyd, all the emotions and all the rhetoric, trying to educate them. And then I was much more positive. I thought I could actually educate them about white fragility and all of this and Emmett Till, and it meant absolutely nothing, because when I see all the comments and all of what they're saying, it's like they're gloating over it, it's like they're happy about it, and it's just I just can't deal with it, because what I've seen with YT people is they ignite anger through emotional trauma. So they know that him being the only black person, well, one of the only black people there, they know that they can galvanize together, and then they can, push his buttons through constantly, it's just, they just know how to sort of scrutinize you in a way that you will erupt. There's no way that there won't be outbursts of anger. They just know how to. That's how he resigned. They will make you feel so small. They really excel in doing that.
Yeah, but this is the thing about them, right?
Press,
is that they are not
and depress.
They are not. Yeah, they're not working on themselves. They're just working on new ways to be racist. This is literally their priority. In every generation that has gone by, they've always adapted their racism and their discrimination. This is literally what fuels these people, because they are wicked. Thank you so much, Mitch. This is all they focus on, and this is all they do. So, Pear Mum, you're right. Like, if anyone is spending any of the time educating white people or racists, like I say to you guys, it's not your energy. It's not your place to do it. Yeah, you can't. It will exhaust you. It will exhaust you. Those who want to learn, they find us for the information, or they go and find books for goodness sake and educate themselves. But they don't want to do that, because they know that they are the drains and we are the radiators. We are the ones that have poured all of this life and all of this love into the earth, while they have bled it dry. They have bled it dry, bled it dry, and they continue to bleed it dry. So please, everybody, I talk about boundaries on here a lot. Every day I do a live. I'm always about boundaries.
But not anymore. I love that you're saying that we need to have our own spaces, and we don't have a system. I think that's what Kelvin was saying. We don't have a system. So when they scrutinize you that much, they know that what their aim is for you to cower in fear. And then they know they've completely broken you down. That's what they did when they did buck breaking, didn't they? When they were sodomizing the men in front of their wives, in front of their kids.
Oh my God,
anything to degrade you and make you less than, to belittle you. That's their aim. That is what they do. Even if they package it in a diplomatic, cordial way, that's what they specialize in. And the thing is, because they know we have that trauma, no matter what, even Kemi Badenoch has trauma, although she'd like to pretend, she has trauma. So one day they will press her buttons so much that she will be out of character. And that's what we have to know. So I'm really glad that Kelvin said psychology and anthropology, because they have been repackaging that, just like you said, over centuries, time and time again. They'll come out and they'll reinvent themselves over and over again. So it is a cyclical thing. It will keep happening. They'll try it in different ways. If it's not through a policeman, it will be through in an academic setting, in different settings. So yeah, we will be the change to spearhead this. And I thank you that you're leading this. And they just want us to cower in fear, and we won't. We absolutely won't. Thank you so much for your bold voice.
Thank you so much.
Big up the us and to our spirit. I love it so much.
Yes, that's right. All the queens are here.
All the queens united.
Yes, they're all here. They're all through us. They're all through us. Like, I literally, I'm goosebumps like by saying this. There's some things I haven't. Maybe I'll save it to a black space, because there's certain things that I know. And then when I tell you guys, you'll be like, shit, that makes sense. So thank you. Yeah, I followed you, Pear Mum. Please do join the conversation tomorrow as well.
I'd like to follow your other pages as well, please. So accounts.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So again, I'll put it in the comments section. Also, there are links in my bio as well to my other profiles as well too. So thank you so much, Leanne. Is there anything you wanna? That's all right, Leanne. Is there anything else that you want to add before I go to Mona Lisa, Angry Buddha, and then we're finishing up, guys? We haven't reached 150. You should be getting there by now. Why is the tap slow down? Come on, guys.
You just jumped me to it, man.
Sorry. So, pretend I didn't say that. Leanne, go.
Okay.
Because I also need water as well.
Yeah, go. Please go and hydrate. I hope you have your Stanley next to you. Yes. Guys, we're at I was going to say 139. You guys proved me wrong. We are 140. Big ups to everybody in the building. What day is it today? On this lovely Friday afternoon. make sure you follow the host, make sure you follow each other, make sure you're following me because Fox doesn't go live every day. What else? The link in my bio, I beg, guys, the public inquiry for the late professor, it's currently at, you know what, let me check. Hold on. Let me give you guys correct information. When I checked like 20 minutes ago, it was at 135k signatures. Let me tell you guys where it is now. Hold on. Oh, it's always YouTube trying to embarrass me. Go away. Okay, Google. Where are we? It's here. We are at. Oh, we're still at 135. I do feel like the website glitches a bit, but it says we're at 135k signatures. The target is 150. Those of you that can't go, maybe in my bio for some reason, I don't know. It's called thegoodlawproject.org. That's the website, and it's the first thing you see in front of you on the website. But if you're not bothered to do all of that extra legwork, it's in my bio. But yeah, keep tagging, keep sharing, keep following, and let's please grow our community together.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Leanne. Again, I will just repeat, thank you so much for posting the link in the comment section as well. You can copy it right there. goodlawproject.org/petition/Jason-Arday-letter. And again, you can also just go to Google if you wish and just put Good Law Project Jason Arday public demand. You should also find it there. Thank you so much, Leanne. Okay, Mona Lisa, we've managed to get round to you. I see you, girl. You are like, oh, can I say something? Mona Lisa, it's your time now. How are you doing? Are you there? Yes.
Hi there. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, lovely to have met you on TikTok, because I'm in me there is all these same like you. I feel about everything. Every news, people just ignore everything. People just don't want to talk about. They're like sheep. They just want to follow the herd. They don't care about what is going on in the world. They just talk. It's all about football and pop culture. And I feel really sorry for their own future, their own generations. They're going to miss out on so much when the world is moving on. And they have forgotten who have rebuilt the country, who have been always the backbone, and they just thinking, oh, they have the British pound, which is maybe strong enough and it will save them. But that's not how it works. Most of their own people take the free education from this country, and they move to overseas, like America. The doctors, nurses, everyone is from different country. Even me, I grew up in Germany and I came here because I got married to somebody who lived here. So when the Europe opened, but I spoke 2 languages at the same at the time, and I was at the airport working for Lufthansa German Airlines, and they were all quiet. They're always listening what I'm saying because I was talking to Germans in German, So even there, I didn't realize that time. I was only 22, so young, and it was always about what they can get out of you, but not giving you
but
back.
Making sure that they don't want you to go above them. Excuse me, sorry.
This is
always been their insecurity. If you're speaking more than one language, then you speak 2 languages, 3 languages. And also, do you know what? It's not even about it's not even about what you do. It's the fact that I always talk about energy, light and dark. If you're a person that's really friendly, they hate that shit. If they see that people like you, they hate that shit because they are so dark. Like, they're not likable.
They called me. I was so cute. I was so bubbly and cute because I grew up with always multi-racial people. So for me, it's nothing new. I tolerate everybody. I don't have any. And my parents were also speaking a couple of languages. So that was for us normal. And and I felt like I was 22. I worked only 6 years, but there were some people who always tried to keep the foreigners small. They didn't want them to cross-trained over other departments like ticket
They
desk.
don't want you taking over.
No, yeah, they won't. Even there was a Turkish lady. She was giving so much food away because she was pregnant, but she was married to an English. And I heard literally how the Holland woman was talking about her. Oh, Elmas at ticket desk. She didn't want her come back to ticket desk. She was there before pregnancy. She was leaving for the maternity, and she didn't want her to come back. But she was throwing a party, giving so much food because that's their culture. And then when she came back, she had to go back to check in because she didn't want her to celebrate her, her femininity, when she come back after maternity. And I could see all that, how they did to this. Only some people couldn't move on, And there were other black colleagues as well. They never let. She was very confident. They never let her move on to ticket desk. Yeah, and similar thing happened to me. They wanted to do everything, but never pay rise for me.
Yeah.
But I did everything. I did 6 departments, but not ticket desk. They didn't want me to come there. Otherwise, I'll become a supervisor or senior agent.
And they can't have that. The optics doesn't look good because it makes
Flights
them look
cancelled.
like they're not qualified.
They
they're
will
not
come
qualified.
and watch you how you manage everything, but they will not accredit. They don't want to accredit you. So that's
The video
part of
I
it.
have coming, after this, I'm going to post a video on this account talking about stuff like that as well. Like how many people have actually worked for a black manager or a black CEO. Like it just doesn't happen because they don't want to promote us. And it's conversations I've been having for quite some years.
Yes.
Even myself, I've talked about how I was always performing more, like better as a manager actually than I was to do with my job because I was more of a people person. I'm more of an organizer. Like my skills are better for managing. And even there was a story I've told about how I didn't even have a manager. And I was like, this is cool. I'm like my own manager. And then they employed someone above me who wasn't even fucking qualified. And he had to go on management training. I was like, what the hell? You just put this stupid white man who's too terrified to even discuss things with other people. I had to put a meeting with him to be like, excuse me, you're not talking about this colleague and you're not doing this. And my work was even better than his.
Of course.
When they would even put in group meetings, right? They'll be like,
you guys are very confident. I like the Jamaican culture.
I'm confident. I'm
and some of
Nigerian
the African
and
culture, they are very good.
Caribbean. I'm
the
confident.
ladies are very, very far
so
on. I like the way you talk.
Thank you. So
That's
I'll
how
put
you
my
have
work
to
down.
be. You have to be like that. Don't put the women back. Always put the women in the front. Look at Saudis and all the Arab countries.
Let me finish my point. I'm just going to mute you for a minute because I'm going to finish my point. I know you're excited, Mona Lisa. So I've just muted you for a second. But in this particular meeting that I had, it was a choice between 3 people. My manager, me, and another woman. We put all 3 of our works down, which, she is passionate, I can tell. Thank you, Fair Mum, for writing that in the comment section. I agree. So then people had to decide, whose is the best design that we're going to go forward with? Mine. I managed to change a whole entire email campaign and a website of this company by not being there for very long. Would they ever put me as a manager? No. There was even another company I was with where we didn't have a manager for a little bit. And I was like, I could step up and be a manager. Same thing happened again. Someone else came back and made someone else the head of the department. And they didn't even know how to communicate. They were quiet all the time. They just want to put of course they tried to take the credit. Thankfully, I had another white boss who was like, no, he didn't do that. She did that. They said that I did it. I said, thank you for looking out for me, white man. So, if you get lucky, there's 1 or 2 white men that are out there. You've got a similar story. Oh my God, Leanne, also you have a similar story. Susie Sunshine and yourself, similar story. Because they always try and take you.
Yeah, like this is gonna literally take 10 seconds. Like when I was younger, how old was I? Like 17 or no, wait. Was that 18 or 19? I think I was young anyway. Everybody knows Oxford Street. Everyone knows Oxford Street. The big fat JD Sports. I was the store manager of that branch, So I had about 50 supervisors, and then about normal time I'd have about 200 odd staff, and then Christmas my staff intake would be about 500. People every time like, oh yeah, in JD Sports, can I speak to the manager? I'd come downstairs. They're seeing some young small girl with braids, and I'm there just dressed cash, and they're like, well, where's your manager? I'm like, you're speaking to the manager. They're like, but where's your manager? I'm literally the manager of this entire store. You can't be, you look like a small girl. I said, yeah, I am. I'm only like 19, 20, I think. I can't remember. And they were like, no, where's your manager? I said, I can't lie. My regional and area manager, they're in another branch like for the next week. Do you want me to call them? Because apparently you don't believe I'm the manager. And like the amount of times I had to kick people out with security because they want to do the whole, you can't be a manager. You're too young. Someone must be above you. Okay, you know what? Go do a complaint, and I will actually be the one replying to your complaint. So you can go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, it's so funny those days.
I don't know. Yeah, again, jealousy, it's disbelief. Like when they see us in positions of power, it's like, well, how did you manage to do that? They don't know how we actually manage to work the system, because of course sometimes it does happen. It is still incredibly rare though, too rare. And a lot of the time when you see black or brown people in managerial positions, it's because it's their own company. They've had to build it themselves. So yeah. Mona Lisa, is there anything else you want to add? And then I'm going to go to Angry Buddha and we will finish up. Mona Lisa.
Oh, yes, I'm so furious about what happened. Such a great contribution. When I saw your video, only I knew about him, really about him, but he all managed to do all these years. How sad this is. I mean, this is appalling. Shame on these people who have brought him to this place. You know, we have to revenge. All of us have to revenge on them. We have to all take it like it's someone in our family did happened.
Exactly.
This is the only way forward with anybody happening. Anything happen to anyone. I don't care who it is, black or white. No one should go through this. You know, Diana shouldn't go through this. Anyone shouldn't go through. I mean, why did they pick on him? He was such a great person, and only because he was autistic, only because he did it all. You know, if it was them, just imagine if it was them autistic and it happened to them.
It would never happen to them. That's the thing. If they were white, it would never happen to them. And the fact that they keep bringing up Caroline Flack is so stupid. They're trying to say it's the same thing. She didn't unalive herself because of press. She unalived herself because she was guilty. She was having to go to court. Like, that's why. It's not. And even the British people, they were taking the piss out of her beforehand. They were taking the piss out of her. They were doing all the memes. There was there's media. Let me finish my point, please. Just 1 minute. Let me finish my point, please. They were doing all this, and it was like, it's okay. But then they started to feel guilty because she killed herself, and it was like, oh my god, that's one of our own. We did it to one of our own. And then they started to say everyone, oh, we have to be kind because Caroline said be kind. Like, she was a freaking paedophile. She was going out with young boys, much like that Cheryl Cole, by the way. I've got smoke for her all day.
Oh my gosh.
And this is what they literally do, especially when it comes to white women. They'll always give them some kind of pass. Cheryl Cole, as we know, is incredibly racist. She beat up that black toilet attendant, called them a racial slur. That went to court, and she was guilty of the GBH, but not of the racism, which was so annoying. And this is the problem when it comes to racism. Unless you have like actual proof, it's hard because you know that they say something, and am I going to be filming this beforehand? No, you can't catch a lot of these people with the racial slurs that they say. Yeah, she was a total culture vulture. Oh yeah, let me get in with Will.i.am. I can't stand Will.i.am either. Ugh. So yeah, these people, we have to be very on top of what they do. Do you remember as well, Cheryl Cole? She got selected to do some like R&B show on Radio 1 or something, and we did kick off them. People did kick off, and I don't think it actually went through because of that reason. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any last points you want to make, Mona Lisa? Then we'll move to Angry Buddha.
Yeah, I think we all have to take this personally. This is our time. If we don't say anything back, they will just. It's like we are like Palestine. It's like the Palestinians. If we just be quiet, one day we will be the Palestinians.
Yeah, this is the whole thing. If you're an oppressed group of people, you get so downtrodden a lot of the time that you feel like you don't have any voice, because it's like, who's fighting for you? But you can't let other people fight for you. You have to fight for yourself, and then other people will start to be you know,
Yeah.
to start to look and say, oh, you know what, shit, this is a problem. And I don't think, like I said, British people are fighting enough. They're really not doing it. Thank you so much, Mona Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much
Have a
to
good
say,
day.
but not enough time today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, Angry Buddha, what would you like to add? You're the last person today. How are you, my brother?
Yeah, I'm doing good, sister. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, the live has energized me. So, yeah. So, oh, Naomi, who's just said this comment is behind Love Island idea, and think of how messed up that show is. Yes, exactly. Foxtrotter says, any more race cards coming out? You will have a royal flash soon. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah, thank you, Cass. Have a rest. Like literally, if you don't like conversation about race, like, why are you fucking here? Ask yourself that question, Foxtrotter. Why are you in the room? Why are you here? And I think I've seen your name quite a few times in my live as well, Foxtrotter. Why are you here? Why? Angry Buddha, yes, please, sir.
Yeah, so we need to understand how racism works, like the tools that they use. A few of the many tools they use is basically constructing narratives that, you know, put them as being superior. And they do that by dehumanizing other people. This has now become very subtle, the way they do it. That's why we say things like systemic racism. So a good example is G-gangs, when they talk about G-gangs, which is basically a PDF gang, right?
Yes.
But the way they've done it, and it's intentional, no doubt about it, the way they've done it is that when we discuss G-gangs now, most people will automatically think of South Asians, and that's not coincidence. That's done by design.
Yeah.
Just like they done the thing with the young black boys when it came to pokey crime. Every single time there was a pokey crime and there's a black boy, it got more news than other pokey crimes. Like there's tons of pokey crime going across the country, whether it's the DV, whether it's like pub violence, that happens a lot. Yeah. Sometimes people use bottles instead of pokies. That happens all the time, but they don't want to talk about it. It's only when it's a black boy doing it, it's like, oh yeah, there's a huge problem. Even Operation Trident is a form of racism. The fact that you're picking people out based on the color of their skin, rather than their environment and all the other social factors that come into it, that is racism. So that's what I mean when they do it. They do it very, very, very subtle. And this thing about Jason Arday now, yeah, it's basically, it reminds me of the Meghan thing, Meghan Markle. And, you know, we knew what was going on. We knew what was going on. We knew they were uncomfortable seeing her black mother sitting there next to the royal family.
Oh, yeah, when they saw inside the church, and when they saw that choir as well, that's the most black people they've had in that room since the beginning of time. Yeah, the choir.
Exactly. So what we have to do is that we have to basically understand the tools that they use. And some of the major tools they use are brainwashing, social manipulation, behavior modification, often using social media platforms.
Yes.
People, right? This is real. And every time I talk about this, I feel like there's some people that think, oh my God, he's got his tinfoil hat on. No, there's many books that tell you that this is a science. Yeah, psychologists know that brainwashing actually works, right? That's why you have loads of like angry Englishmen going around talking about men on boats and men of fighting age. Where do they get these phrases from?
Oh my God.
They get it from somewhere, right?
Yeah, they're all saying the same thing. Like, they really think that this is a unique thought that they've had in their head. When they come here, I'll always ask them, like, do you have anything new to say? I say, do you want to say something new? And they're like, they have nothing new to say. No. They don't have any identity. They're just NPC folk. And it works well for the 1% because they've literally been doing this for hundreds of years, making them very docile, very submissive. And their identity literally is by representing the British flag. Like, this is like, they get so upset when I tell them that Britain, like the United Kingdom, is not a country, it's a company. They're like, what do you mean? No, it's my country, in my country, get out of my country. Like, it's not a country, it's business. Like, I will tell you again, Foxtrot, tell me your culture. What did I say earlier, guys? What did I say? British culture. And they say, tell me what your culture is. I haven't even said that. They've just said it. This is part of their program. These people aren't human. They're not real people. 160k guys, love it. Thank you so much. Yes, Angry Buddha, continue.
And so, yeah, so I was just going to say, so what we need to do is basically counteract the systems that they use by understanding the tools like brainwashing, social manipulation, and working out how can we counteract all of the negative brainwashing that they've been doing and stuff like that. And that is to promote positive narratives about ourselves, which is what we're doing now. Promoting positive images. That's also very important. People don't realize that images can cause trauma, or they can uplift you subconsciously. Yeah. And that's why when you go in X, you see constant negative images about black people, which Elon Musk obviously allows. Do you get what I'm saying? This is not by design. And as for them coming into our spaces, there's a reason, also another reason why they do that. And that's down to their, I mean, we say it's white supremacy, but it's inferior. They feel inferior, right? So they come into our space to find out what we're talking about. And as you said, if they see us uplifting ourselves and stuff like that, they want to put us down. They do it on my page. When I post positive stuff on my page, which I do almost every day, there's always some English guy comes to the comments saying, "Oh well, the English did that. The English did that. That's why you've got that. Be grateful." Like, it's a sickness. Like, they don't realize that literally the evolution of technology is that civilizations passed on information and knowledge to other civilizations, and then they collapsed. So what makes you think your civilization is not going to collapse? Because as far as I'm concerned, the West is collapsing. We're seeing it in real time.
It is, yeah.
And that's why they're getting more crazy.
Exactly. They know it's done. That's why they're trying to hold on to the past. None of the present day English people have done or achieved anything, because they'll say, we did this, and I'll say, what have you done? And again, it's crickets. They know it's the end. I'm just going to go to the comment section real quickly, because this is Beth has said something really lovely. So some of us are spiritual here. This will resonate with some of you and others it won't. She says, and the funny thing is, me and Beth received the same message on the same day, on Saturday, no, whatever day it was, I can't remember, concept of time is for me. She said, Professor Jason did not know he had an army behind him. He channeled, I thought I was so alone. And yeah, the first messages we both got was like, it was so hard that I had to do it. Of course, that sounds like a regular message that would probably receive. But I also got, first of all, that he accepted it. And then after, it was very much a case of he felt quite down. He felt like he knows he has so much more to do, and I think he knows that he's coming back. That's why he said it in his update letter, right? And yeah, what I got was that he was really kind of not happy with being on the other side, in a sadness. But you could see that in that interview that he'd said, right, was that he wished he was very aware, he was hyper aware of the world, right? He said he wanted to weave more love into society because everyone was angry and it was a very dark place. So, you know, and I know that he would have felt that anyway, let alone with this being on himself, because if you are empathetic, you can feel the weight of the world more than the average Neanderthal. And this, again, like I say, it's nothing to do with you. So if you're seeing all the content or sorry, that was so wrong to say that. It's not fucking content. This is the problem. Because you can detach yourself by saying, well, it's just on social media. No, it's people's fucking lives. If you're seeing what's going on in Palestine, you're seeing what's going on in Congo, you're seeing what's going on in Sudan, like, you are so heavy in the heart. You'll be crying all the time. I've cried so much because I can see what other people are going through. So imagine somebody like Professor Doctor Jason Arday that had, I'm sorry, Leanne, what is it? The developmental delay, what is it called again? Sorry?
You've got
global.
Yeah, global developmental delay and autism.
Yeah, global development delay, thank you, and autism. So, you know, you really end up being so much more empathetic and seeing that the world is broken. So imagine someone like Jason seeing how hard the world is, and then for that to actually come to his own doorstep. For 3 years. For 3 years, people did this to him. They harassed him. They bullied him. You know, it's not easy being on this planet and feeling where you're amongst demons who don't fucking feel anything. They don't care. They don't want to learn. They don't want to wake up. And our existences seem to be so tied to theirs, but that's why it is about separating oneself and not being around those kind of people and those conversations, because they literally do drain you. And this is part of their tactics, because like I say, some of them have awareness and they know that they're dark people. And that's why they always try to find the light. And once they find the light, they drain it because they think that they can actually take it for themselves. They can't take it for themselves because they're always going to be dark. They're always going to be like this. There's a video that I had on my old account, and I need to find it again, actually, because it was basically someone else who explained this really well, is that everyone's got a battery, right? And black and brown people, actually, it was mainly to do with narcissists, but it was people who were empathetic, right? It was mainly about that. And so if you have somebody who has a full battery and you meet them, and anyone who's dealt with narcissists know this to be true, they'll see you and they'll be like, oh my God, I love that person. And they will love bomb you. They will give you all these compliments. Oh my God, you're amazing. La, 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 la. They'll make you feel really good. You're like, hold on, yeah, this is lovely because I've never experienced this before. Normally I'm the one that's giving the love back into the world, but now I'm receiving it. This is great. And then they drain and drain and drain. And thank you, that's it, 11 a.m. They drain and gain, they drain and gain. And so once they've got everything from you, you're empty. And then what they will do is with their full battery is then they'll go and tell everybody, look at me, I'm an amazing person. And then they will turn everybody else against you. That's how it works. This is how narcissism works. This is how English people work. Narcissists and sociopaths raised by psychopaths. No, yes, I said it right. I said it right, yeah.
I call them energy vampires. That's what
yes,
they are.
energy
basically.
vampires too. Yes, they are.
But
They literally are.
That's why it's important for us as Black people to reach out and find a network of Black people that we can, talk about our experiences with, because we're human beings at the end of the day, and it's not normal. It's not normal to have to be so concerned about the color of your skin. Right? It's not normal, and we have to deal with that because of certain systems. So it pains me when it comes to Jason Arday because he was such a gift, and just to end his life because of this. I mean, obviously I know what he went through was obviously traumatic, and when you're in that frame of mind, you can't see any logic. Do you know what I'm saying? You're kind of stuck in your own world.
There was no way out for him. It was never going to end. It was never going to end. The fact that it increased after he resigned, it was never going to end.
I guess I'm saying this for anybody else that may go through something similar that he did. Yeah, if you're as excellent as he was, you don't need Cambridge Institute to basically give you an idea.
Validate, validate.
That's what I'm looking for. Validate, yeah. Jason Arday could have gone on to write books. He could have been a celebrity. The world would have loved him.
Yeah.
But because he was unfortunately caught up in this system where we're trying to get validation from who exactly? Yeah, that's why he felt like that. But man, I just wish he'd have reached out to some brothers and they would say, you know what? F them. Come with us. We'll look after you, bro. That's what should have happened.
He did have people around him, and at the vigil, I can't remember I actually don't know the people's names, but Diane Abbott was one of these people, and they literally said, we will protect you, we will give you money, we will do all these things. But unfortunately, by then, he was already too depressed. He was too unable to fight anymore, and it is absolutely tragic. It is so tragic. Really and truly. Leanne's got something that she wants to add as well. Yes.
I was going to add about what hurts more about the whole thing is the autism part of it. So with autistic people, and it also falls under the ADHD spectrum as well, is they have this trait where they have to speak up when there's injustice. So they have this trait where they have to correct what's going wrong, because in their mind, it's a really strange thing that they do. But I find it amazing because when you correct them, it's a whole different thing. But they need to correct wrongs. And when I was watching videos of the professor, it was literally like he was doing everything to correct. Like he was talking on how the education system is racist and he wants to fix the education system because of the systematic racism within it, and what they teach is still racist. And I was like, again, another autistic trait. And even the whole, I don't even want to talk about it, but him, if it is the possibility that he did unalive himself, it also falls back into what currently is being spoken about in Parliament about special educational needs and special educational needs parents and carers, because it's been discovered within the last month when they've been talking in Parliament that either special educational need parents or carers or the young adults themselves actually have the highest unalivement rate in this country because of the lack of funding for SEN, the lack of support for SEN, the lack of people not listening to SEN people or the people that look after them. They literally, their S rate is through the roof. And when they've been saying this in Parliament the past month, barely any MPs turned up. I think there's only about 2 or 3 MPs that turned up to the talks. They all just keep saying the same thing, that they're trying. But right now they're still defunding. Like as we speak, they are still defunding SEN, like as we speak. So the SEN, that's why, like, I think I might do another. The SEN part of like the late professor is so like wild that people are going over the part that forget that he was a black man. He's a vulnerable person that the media got to and sadly unalived.
They literally
Like,
have no.
The vulnerable part of it.
Yeah, people are so annoying. English people are so annoying. So, you know, and I mentioned this earlier as well. Is like I've got maybe I don't know if I mentioned it during the live, but I have a video. Yeah, I did. Comparing John Davidson, who had Tourette's, with Jason Arday, and then in the comment section they're like, "Yeah, well, one person was a liar, and the other was disabled." Like they both were. Like you guys are so fucking racist that you don't even see. You cannot even see your racial bias, you cannot see your racism. Literally shut the fuck up and leave us alone. That's all you need to do. Like, can you just try and leave us alone? But no, because of the 4 mentioned reasons, narcissism, battery drain, blah 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 blah. But yeah, the autism part really is very important. Learning more about people on the spectrum. There's so much lack of empathy, but yes, that strong sense of justice also comes through with people that have ADHD, like myself as well. Yeah, we have a real strong sense of justice. And it's like, and the funny thing is I'm a Libra as well, which is represented by the scales, which is of course the scales of justice. Yeah, so we're very much like, no! And even I have a story back at university, right? So remember, I'm like 18 years old at this time. And where I went to university was like, where we lived was really so run down. And people used to like pelt golf balls at the building, and they used to have like burnt out it was really fucking ghetto where I was. It wasn't London, by the way. It was a white city. It was white. And it was really run down. And then they used to like burn sofas, whatever. Anyway, certain times when it came around to 11th of November, 11th was when they do the fireworks, right? Whatever November is. They would launch these bloody fireworks at our building. They would launch it, and it even would go in people's rooms and explode, like hurt people. It was literally like a freaking war. And we used to have a security guard in our building, and I'd be like, can you like do something? And he'd be like, no, they always tell us don't get involved with the locals because we have to keep it cordial.
What?
They are literally attacking us. Like, where's the fucking police or anything like that? And I was so angry that I literally was like, I will go over there myself. It was me and like 3 other friends, or 3 other friends. We were about to go to the cinema. I was like, I will march over there and talk to, I don't know, it was probably like 50 white people over there. I said, I will go over there. Who's coming with me? And they're like, no. And of course I can't go by myself, but that's how I am. It's like, no, we need to stop this shit. This is unacceptable. Like, but we need more voices and more people to do this. So I'm still a woman. I'm not going to go all the way by myself. I'll be the voice.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll be the voice, but I need at least a little bit of backup here.
We need to snap people out of the bystander effect. That's what it is.
Yes, for real. Absolutely for real. But yeah, the whole thing was so nonsense at university. So that used to happen every year. I don't know if it happens now still. I've no idea. I hope it doesn't. Yeah, probably, because they've been in the cycle of repetition for so long. So yeah, this is the thing. Strong sense of justice. If you have it, guys, make sure that you're around other people that also feel the same way, because as we've mentioned, it is very easy to go off the path, and it is very easy to get your energy taken away. But yeah, let's close up now on actually, Angry Buddha, is there any last points that you want to say? Yes, I will do tarot reading. I'm going to do it on my other account, so please do find Fox 4 I'm going to be doing 30 minutes of tarot reading for anyone who wants to join. It's for
Comment it
free.
in the chat. Put the use. Are you logged into your other phone?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not into 4. I'm only in 5. I can't even do it because I'll have to have like 3 devices, but I can't log in on my laptop. I'm like, this one. Yeah, so find it. The link is in my bio, Fox4. Please follow that account. And I will be going live on that one straight after this live. So, yes. Angry Buddha. Closing points from you, please?
Yeah, so I would just say, it's all good studying about transatlantic slave trade, racism, and all of that. But we didn't come on this planet just to be focused on our skin color, right? We are human beings. We belong on this planet, right? Just like anybody else. So my advice would be to not only study the atrocities that happened to us, but also study the great achievements. Yeah, going all the way back to ancient Africa. Yeah. In every, like I say to people, in every country on this planet, you will find a great black man and a woman. Yeah. Whether it's China, whether it's Africa, Australia, you will find them. You will find one. So I would say study history, also study psychology, to mental health, to look after yourself. And yeah, because like I said, as a black person, when I was young, I was never really interested in history. But
yeah, same.
now I
hated it. I was like,
yeah.
let me do geography instead. I'm not interested. But I think maybe that's an inherent knowing we had that it was going to be colonizer bullshit. Yep. And I think that's probably why we were protected from that. Yeah. So we weren't indoctrinated.
Exactly. But once you study history, you realize it's a good way to understand human behavior. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But
definitely.
why do people do the things they do? They've done it many, 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 many times before. This is not new. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Like, that's why I like to bring up Bacon's Rebellion, or the thing I like to say to racists when they come onto a panel and say they're proud about their country and all that. I say to them, "Do you know why you're called white?"
They have no idea.
99.9% of them don't know that it's a legal term that was created to discriminate Africans, literally.
Yeah.
They have no idea. In Virginia colony, that's when they made it up.
Yeah, and then they cry. They're like, "You're making everything about race." They're like, excuse me, no, you did.
Literally,
you did.
They invented the race card. They invented.
They did. Right, I need to end it now because my battery is at 50%.
Thank you, Fox.
I want to stick to my own thing. Thank you. Yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for coming by. It was absolutely brilliant. And 170,000 likes. That was probably my highest I've ever got. So thank you so much for tapping away, and thank you so much everybody for the gifts as well that you've sent so far as well. Really, this was a really lovely live. Again, it's probably the most gifts I've ever got as well too. So thank you so much for all of that. So please, if you have not signed the petition yet for the Good Law Project petition to demand a public inquiry now, please make sure that you do that. It's 130. Let me just refresh the screen here. It's 135,112 signatures. Okay, so make sure that you are sharing it to people too. Make sure that they're very aware of what's going on. You signed in with all your family accounts private. Brilliant. So thank you again to all the moderators who are by. I think I've got 22 moderators now. So that's a brilliant. We're really good. We're really getting there. It's been, like I said, great conversation, great panel. Really appreciate everybody. So if you want to come by now for a tarot reading, you can ask any questions that you would like to ask now. So I'm going to log into Leanne, you said you're doing a live later this evening, did you say? Later this evening.
When I did that prompt last week about the Black Community and Allies chair meeting,
yes,
I might do another one this evening. Yeah.
Yes. Amazing. Fantastic. So make sure if you're not following Leanne, please make sure that you've clicked the plus button on her name, because obviously she does fantastic lives and she's going to be continuing on similar conversations as well. So thank you much everybody. Thank you very much. You know what, I know when I try and film content, it's very frustrating for me because I speak very fast and I don't know if this is an ADHD trait, but I miss out words, and so I'm going to the end of the sentence before I've filled in all the gaps.
Or the words in your head and then it doesn't actually come out your mouth and you're like, why am I saying this wrong? I'm saying it right. What the flip?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, honestly, I don't know. This life is It's funny. Random guy says you do that as well. Yeah. Right. Thank you, everybody. And please join me over on Fox for tarot readings. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.